I'm gonna go to the scene and pull you over to the just chatting screen.
Yeah.
So I can get everything set up.
Free.
So that way I can get everything set up over here. Okay, let's see. Copy. Bum, bum, bum. Basically, I chose Hogwarts because I was like, I need a random picture of a castle.
I see.
And I was like, Hogwarts works. Da, 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 da.
I'm free!
And now you're gigantic, unlike in real life.
Hey!
Boom. And now you're attending Hogwarts, your worst nightmare.
No!
I mean, to be fair, I think it's like, no matter how people feel about the story, I would love to go to a magic school.
Well, I mean, in my defense, I never really cared for it, so...
That's fair.
Like,
just
my
going to a magic school would be fun.
loved it. My mom loved it, and my dad tried to make me read the books, but I just didn't give a shit.
Oh, that's never fun when people try to make you.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
if you want the story to be fun, it has to be like, you have to read it willingly.
Yeah, he's all like, you gotta read something good, like Harry Potter.
Okay, I get into so many discussions with people about whether or not Harry Potter is actually good, and it's like, yeah, for one, the books are good. But I'm not gonna say.
I've never read them, so I can't like say anything on this.
But it's so fun where it's like, you'll talk to people and say it's like, oh no, it's written garbagely. Like if you look at all the exposition, it's like, okay, quick question: who's the multi-million-dollar author, her or you? Like if you want to say it's like
James.
It's like if you want to say a book is bad, you can say it's like I dislike it. Like I dislike Twilight. But I can't say she's a bad author because she makes billions of dollars.
Look, just because the author makes billions of dollars doesn't mean that she's not a bad author. It just means that the people who like her works have bad taste.
Oh man. This is true.
It's the same for E.L. James too. E.L. James can't write for shit.
All right, let's see. Where do I
It's
have
the same
this?
for Hiro Mashima too. He can't write for shit.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I like I am yeah, that is absolutely fair.
Like, let's just have a fucking podcast where we talk smack about people who can't write for shit.
Give me a second. I gotta yell at some people.
All right, you have fun.
Okay, I finished. They're never gonna listen to me, but all right, let's see.
Trying
to get this set up. And the best way to do that is also, hey Fox, why don't you actually close that game you have in the background? You're not gonna be playing it for like a month. What? Look, I feel like that's fair.
No, it's very valid. I wouldn't blame you if you just didn't and just
no offense to Persona 4 game fans. Like I'm gonna be completely real with everyone.
Full offense.
Wait, I have another way of doing this. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I had this whole joke set up in like my head where it's like we were gonna do like an introduction, like an actual podcast, be like, "Welcome to the Fox Star Podcast."
Oh, but I like Star Fox better.
Yeah, but that one could get me sued.
Oh, that's true. The Strokes.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna pull chat box over here.
Welcome to the Strokes podcast, everyone.
Boom.
Today we're talking about people who can't write for shit.
This looks a whole lot better. The other option was we could be writers and weebs, or weebs and writers.
Oh, weebs and writers.
But yeah, it's like, honestly, I prefer the Star Fox podcast. That sounds so much better. Fox Star just sounds awkward, or it sounds like a ripoff of Black Star from Soul Eater.
Hey, why are you like? What, you keep mentioning Soul Eater characters? You did it yesterday too. Like, yeah, you did.
Who did I mention?
You said that one guy with the stitches on his neck looked like Stein.
Stein, yes.
And I was like, why are you pandering to me so hard?
I'm not trying to. Like Soul Eater was. Soul Eater was legit probably one of my first. Like, I have so many anime that I've watched through the years, so it's really hard for me to pinpoint that, like, say,
Yeah,
this is the anime that got me into anything.
it
But it's.
was my first anime that I finished, you know?
Oh, I didn't. I,
So
I think my
so,
first
like,
episode of Soul Eater was Black Star's episode.
oh, you skipped the fucking nude
I
wit
didn't do it by.
episode.
I didn't do it on purpose. It
Oh,
was
okay,
like
well,
it
you
just
missed you
randomly
missed
showed
out.
up. I didn't. I went back and watched it, but it was like years later when I was like trying to remember what anime did I watch as a kid that suddenly makes me want to watch anime. Because like if you were to
Yeah,
like now I can say it's like, all right, what anime got me really started in hunting down anime to watch? And the answer is Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles.
mhm.
Because I was like, I remember just randomly. What it was is I had a friend in high school. Well, no, it was middle school. I don't know. But basically, I was scrolling through YouTube and they were showing me an AMV. And it
Oh,
had these
AMV.
characters. And I was like, oh, I love these fight scenes. And I was like, what is this anime? And I ended up finding it by pure accident, actually. I was like, wait, I
Oh, yeah.
recognize these characters. And so I started watching it. And not only did that become my first real hint into hunting down anime to watch, it was also my first trip into manga
Oh,
because
yes.
the anime it does what it always does. It went off and made its own ending because the manga didn't
Yes.
finish, or I don't know if the
Yeah,
manga
yeah.
wasn't finished at the time, but I was like, all right, well,
Right.
I gotta find out what happened at the end of this story, and it's a
Give
it
me give me, like, 2 seconds, okay? We gotta order dinner, okay?
okay. I'll just continue talking to myself.
Yeah, you keep talking. I'm just not gonna be in the conversation because 'cause we're gonna go order dinner.
Fair enough.
So I'll be back.
Okay, so as I was saying, I found Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, and I was like, this is so good. The ending is like so convoluted though, but it was like I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't read the manga. And I was like, when I got to the ending of Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, the anime, I was like, I gotta know what happens, right? So I looked it up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this now. And oh my god, it started deep diving me, and I was like, I now need to read manga anytime I'm watching an anime because I do not have the fucking patience to sit through all these episodes and then have to wait for the like several weeks to then binge watch another set of episodes. And genuinely speaking, that was kind of what ended up happening. That's why it's like I started reading Fairy Tail, I started reading Naruto. The funny thing is that Fairy Tail and Naruto were so far in that it was kind of insane to be like so ahead in the manga. But I remember just genuinely being surprised, like somehow it never just clicked to me what manga and anime were. Like I had seen manga before and I knew that like, okay, yeah, so Naruto, the anime of Naruto is based on this comic book. I didn't know the term for manga back then. And I think that's kind of crazy that I just straight up didn't know it. Okay. I gotta go set up the screen share with Star. All right. But yeah, so that was what was going on there. Okay, open chat. Let's see, share your screen.
I've returned.
Hey, welcome back. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the screen share.
Yes.
I still think it's funny to look at the old messages.
The ones from yesterday.
Yeah, and I just see the swimsuit lawyer. It's like that's so weird. Like, okay, I get it. AI art is weird. And I definitely still feel bad that I used AI art for my avatar and stuff because it's like I realize that does take work from actual artists, but I'm like, look, I'm broke. I can't afford an actual artist.
Mhm. Gonna
But
pop
I'm
this
like,
code so
I
I
would
can show you
genuinely
back.
recommission this from an actual person.
Yeah.
I would have. In fact, I'm like, I've been loving the whole PNG tubing thing today. It's fun because I don't have to try and look as if I'm always cheerful. I can just kind of sit back and relax.
I don't look cheerful ever. I look like I'm tired.
Fair enough. I think it's more just like I get programmed into it where it's like I don't want to destroy any real sense of professionalism.
It's not a VTuber, it's a Pinge tuber.
It's a PNG tuber. What's up, Gokti?
We're
How's it going?
Pinges today.
Oh, I need to change the game category and the title.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Okay, so
Are they gonna be,
retroactively.
are they gonna be able to see it, or?
Yeah, they're gonna be able to see it once I pull it up. I'm gonna be
Okay,
changing back to the other screen.
okay.
Retroactively. I was gonna.
We're getting.
I
I'm
was gonna
getting a
say
chicken
criticize. I was
sandwich.
gonna say retroactively criticizing, but I'm just like, that feels
No,
weird.
we're gonna be retroactively criticizing. At least I am. I got a chicken sandwich from Burger King. I'm excited.
I'm just gonna call it the Foxstar Podcast.
Is that what we're
Nah,
calling it now?
nah. You know what? Star Fox Podcast. Uh,
Ayo.
Star's ultimate suffering.
Spicy is better. I don't like spicy food.
Spices I get is like buffalo style chicken strips.
Yeah, I just don't like spicy food.
That's
If
fair.
I got spicy, like I'd just be like hyperventilating on stream, you know? Like you just hear me die. That's what it would be. Is that what you want?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Just
Don't
let me have
die.
my crispy chicken sandwich, man. Like
Oh man. Oh man. I wish I had that tweet of there was a tweet like some time back where it was like someone from the UK going like had two comparative images. You had the classic fried chicken sandwich, and then you had a UK chicken sandwich, and it was like, if you're calling the fried one a chicken sandwich, what do you call the one on the right? I was like, you know what? I could probably find that image. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, let's see.
I will watch you scroll through Twitter to find it.
Call this a chicken sandwich. Because I'm sure that trended for a while. Yes, I found. Oh wait, it's on TikTok. Damn it.
Oh, it's on TikTok. Oh
I don't even
man.
use TikTok. But it did. It did get a lot of TikToks. I'm not surprised.
TikTok.
Right. I love how this is titled. Americans are stupid. What do you mean you don't call this a chicken sandwich? I don't know if that's actually what it said, but it's just like Americans are stupid. That's the best way to start this out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is exactly it. All right. I
Well,
fucking love.
they're both chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, you see, that is exactly my point.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. They are literally both chicken sandwiches.
Okay, let me see. I'm gonna show chat. Hey, yep. Oh, I don't have the window capture on. To be fair, that was so I wouldn't accidentally show anything else. But yeah, like to me, I'm like I would just call both of these chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, they're both literally chicken sandwiches.
It's like
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell anyone else. It's like, and then I see like my fellow Americans in the freaking replies being like, we call the one on the right poverty.
What the fuck?
like, I'm like, shit, dude. First of all, I would call the one on the left poverty.
Ayo.
Do you know how many people who don't actually have money will still go out to eat? It's like it's kind of insane.
It is kind of insane.
Like it's because we have like fast food places on every freaking block, and people don't think about the overall cost of these kinds of foods.
Yeah.
And like this is coming like as somebody who has to, of course, buy his own groceries. I have to sit and manage. Is like, could I buy this? And it's like, yeah, but here's the thing: I could make this for cheaper and have way more for the same amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like for just me at a fast food place is probably about I don't know, like just me, a big thing like this, like that just that sandwich would probably be about $5 or $6.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's the thing: I can spend $20 to get the bread, the chicken, and like a bag of flour to make the crusting, and maybe like spices, just so I can spice it up myself. And I would, for all that money, you wanna know what? I just probably have about 8 to 12 sandwiches. compared to buying.
Don't forget to change the category and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I wasn't sure if you did, so I refreshed my page.
yeah. To be fair, that was probably a good thing.
we
What
we
in the?
we were distracted by the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I'm hungry. Oh,
I'm not. I've been eating all fucking day, man.
fuck you. Like that's another thing where I'm like, oh hey, that's another good thing about the PNG tuber. I can eat and nobody can see
Yeah,
me.
you can eat on stream. I mean, I just do it anyways.
I'm too nervous. I cannot eat with people
every
staring at me.
every day, I like pull out my wrap and I'm like, "Welcome to my mukbang."
Like I'm not even kidding. Like I'm a nervous eater where when I'm a like okay, if I go to a family gathering or something at Christmas, I won't eat when I get there. I'll make like the smallest possible plate with like a couple of you know what a pig in a blanket is?
Yes.
Okay, I just didn't know if you call them that because I know there's also kolaches, but it's basically that, but it's like
Yeah.
made with little tiny sausages.
Yeah, no, we usually use like hot dogs and dough, like croissant dough.
Yeah, that's what we used to.
Yeah, and they're so good, so yummy.
By the way, Americans call them crescent rolls.
Of course.
No, I just mean like this is funny. If you go to a bakery, like if you go into any store and that like a Walmart and they have the deli section where they do a bunch of bakery stuff. It's funny because those are still called croissants on every packaging. But now I want you to go over to where like the milk, the eggs, classic breakfast stuff. We
Mhm.
have they're in cans and the brand Pillsbury Dough calls them
Yeah.
crescent rolls. I'm just like, why? Why not just call them croissants? That's what they are.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Cause we have that same dough here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Please tell me they call them
god.
croissants.
I don't know. I don't I don't buy it. My mom buys it and I just don't look at it. I'm like, "Oh yeah, mom bought some dough," and I just throw it in the fridge. You know? I just put the groceries away. I don't look at them.
Uh, that's Star. Are you sure you're not my mom? Because I'm not joking. I buy her like I have done the grocery shopping for her since I was 13 because I am like intricately familiar with what everyone eats in the house.
Yeah.
And so it's like even now when I'm on my own, she has me do the grocery shopping.
Mhm.
And so here's the funny thing is, neither her nor my dad pay any attention to what I buy. I could buy anything and they wouldn't know what it is. I'm even nice enough to go over a list and tell them that straight up, okay, here's everything on it. Within a week, they're gonna ask me, hey, did you buy this? They have no idea what's in their kitchen.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's insane. I'm like, how do you not familiarize yourself with what's in your kitchen? Now,
I mean, like, mom asks me, she's like, "Anything you want this week?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, this or not," and then she'll just buy whatever. And then it's like, "Yeah, whatever I get this week, it's a surprise."
Surprise. Oh man, I'm gonna say this is like I love grocery shopping. I hate the fact that like if there's anything that makes me regret not having a driver's license or a car, it's that I can't go do the grocery shopping myself. Because it's like I love being in the store, seeing what's on sale and just being able to decide, "Oh, hey, I want this."
I'm afraid I don't think we can get big titties at the grocery store.
I mean, maybe you can't. Hey,
Not
I'm
with
I'm
that
I'm just I'm just
attitude.
saying, have you ever just like spent some time and shopped around a bit?
No, I mean, whenever I go to the grocery store, I have my headphones on because if I
Star just
don't,
avoids looking at the snacks.
hey
I'm just
yo,
I'm just being an absolute ass right now.
I have to keep my headphones on or else I'm gonna have like a nervous breakdown. It's good
I
stuff.
swear, the PNG image it gives confidence.
It does.
I would not have made that joke. I would not have made that joke so easily. if I was like on camera because I would be so embarrassed by how red my face was getting.
Oh man.
Like straight up. But yeah, no, I love grocery shopping. I love being able to like see the new stuff that comes out. Sadly, it's like I can't go to a bigger supermarket, so I use the local Walmart market.
Mhm.
And it's like it's fairly nice. I know where everything is. Prices are pretty decent, although I see some things and I'm like, what the hell is the point of this? Like, do you know what Greater Value brand is?
I think so.
It's basically it's Walmart's specific brand of food where
Yeah.
they'll say is like, okay, we are cheaper than pretty much everything else because we produce this ourselves.
Oh, so it's like no name.
Yeah, basically, it's basically a no name brand that Walmart sponsors.
All right.
And so today, I was doing my parents' grocery order, and I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I buy this for myself? I was just getting like a pack of like chicken and a biscuit,
Mhm.
which is like a type of crackers. Which sounds weird, right? Like we call it chicken and a biscuit, and it's crackers. But I love it. It was something I used to eat a lot when I was a kid. Probably one of the reasons I'm fat. Not the only reason though. But yeah, so I was looking at it, and then right next to it in the shopping list was the Greater Value brand. I was like, oh, well, if there's Greater Value version, I might buy that just because it's cheaper. Looked at the price, it's 20 cents cheaper. I'm
Wow.
like, I'm just gonna stick to the name brand.
20 cents cheaper. Damn.
Yeah, it's like some items confuse me because I'm like, all right, there's not a big enough difference to make me say, oh, I'm gonna choose this cheaper product over the name brand one that I know has good flavor.
Mhm.
Like, let's talk ice cream. Bluebell for a pint of ice cream is $4 USD. I don't know how much it is in Canada.
Ugh, too expensive.
But I can then go down that same aisle. I'll find the Greater Value brand. It's 178.
Oh
So
man.
it's like less than half the price of Bluebell ice cream, and
Yeah, we get
basically taste the same.
yeah. There's this brand of like rice crackers that I eat on stream all the time. I had a whole
Ooh.
package today because they're really good. We usually get the no name brand because they're usually like $1. Recently, I've been noticing when we go to the grocery store, there'll be like name brands that are like more expensive than that, and I'm like, but why? Why would we buy that when we could get the no name brand that we've been eating for like years?
Yeah, exactly. I've switched. Like, I have a lot of things where it's like I'll go no name brand purely because I don't notice a taste in difference. There are some things where
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I prefer having this. I prefer having this brand because it's not that much more expensive. Like,
Mhm.
I love Red Baron pizzas. You know, the microwave or sorry, the quick fix pizzas that you can make yourself.
I don't
Well,
know. I
not
only ever get pizza from this one joint.
not really making it yourself, but you know, it's just something you pop in the oven.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love the flavor and texture of it. I've tried the Greater Value pizzas, and it tastes like fucking cardboard. I know
Yeah,
people.
I don't eat frozen pizzas ever. If I'm getting a pizza, it's from this one joint or not at all.
Fair enough. Like, why get store bought when you can just order a fresh pizza that's just already made?
Yeah, and this place, they're super cheap and their pizza is delicious.
I would absolutely love to learn how to make a pizza from scratch. And
I know how to make pizza from scratch.
the thing is that I actually have like a thing of flour in my kitchen, and I'm like, I'm always staring at it as like, all I got to do is buy tomato sauce, some
Hey, I have
cheese.
pizza yeast in my fridge. I'll come over.
Here's the thing, it's like this. I don't even need like yeast and stuff. It's like you know what Bisquick is?
No.
Okay, basically it's flour and it's a flour and yeast combo. Basically,
Oh, okay.
it just basically everything you need to bake anything just already there. So I don't
Interesting.
have to necessarily do things like completely from scratch, but you know, it's like if I want to.
Mhm.
Okay, Gokti is asking me, "Hey, Fox, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream?" And it's like that's a tough one to answer because it's like I don't.
Oh, I didn't realize he was asking you because he said FGO.
Yeah, every everyone who reads my name is like, "Oh, FGO," because to be fair, I think most people knew me from when I was streaming FGO,
Yeah.
and it was like even back then I was FGO rolls.
Were you really?
No, I was FGRolls, but everybody read it as
Everyone called
FGO
you.
rolls.
Okay, everyone called you FGRolls.
It was kind of funny. Like every time
That
first
is,
one, every
yeah, that
first
is kind of
visitor.
funny.
Hey, what's up, Zephyric? But yeah,
Hey,
so
Zeph.
favorite type of ice cream is hard to answer because technically speaking, I don't really have a favorite. I tend to trade off what I eat, where it's like
Hmm.
it's kind of like I go with my flavor of the month kind of thing, or flavor of the
I
week.
like, I like cookies and cream.
Ooh, that is definitely one of my top ones. Hey, what's up, Mr. Cedar TV?
Cookies and
Uh,
cream
Cookies and
slaps.
cream, mint chocolate chip.
Cotton candy.
Uh, I really love this one ice cream that Bluebell does, and it's the only thing that would ever get me to buy Bluebell ice cream anymore. And it's so basic. It's just a half and half of chocolate and vanilla.
Mmm.
So this way, I don't have to buy chocolate and vanilla ice cream. It's
Yeah,
just
we get I mean my mom gets like ice cream that doesn't have like real milk in it because she's lactose intolerant.
so that would be like
But
soy ice cream or something.
yeah, something like that. I usually get drumsticks, vanilla with caramel in the center, coated in chocolate. It's good
Ooh,
shit. Oh, good shit.
I'm so weird
So
about caramel, but before I change to talk about caramel, I'll continue the ice cream thing. Um, Look, I'll get distracted. I have ADHD on conversations.
yo, I have ADHD. On God, on God.
I don't actually know if I have ADHD. My teachers thought I did, but I refused to get tested.
I don't know if a young boy has any like inkling of hyperactivity, teachers are like, too disruptive,
I
must have
have
ADHD.
like if anything, I think I identify more with there was this thing that I recently read about, and it had to do with daydreaming, and it was like you just are constantly daydreaming at every moment. I'm like, yeah, that is absolutely me.
Mhm.
It was like I would daydream just to daydream, or I would lead myself into thoughts so I would spend time daydreaming. But back to the ice cream thing, it's like mint chocolate chip, Great Divide, which is the half and half ice cream, cookies and cream, and then my fourth favorite ice cream. And you can fight me on this. Look, I get it. It's not actually an ice cream. I don't care. It's
Sherbet.
good. Yeah, it's sherbet.
Oh,
I love
sherbet.
I love rainbow sherbet.
Sorbet.
I've never had I've never had sorbet. I'm basically told that it is
You ever have frozen yogurt?
no, I've never had frozen yogurt. I've just regular
We have
yogurt.
like we have like a frozen yogurt place by the bookstore.
Yogurt.
Yogurt. I think I've had
Ye-
it like once, but I don't remember.
it's so fun talking to people. It's so fun to listen to how other people will say words. Like, is that just
I bastardize words on purpose, okay? Like
video games?
Video game, Decadooey. And sometimes I just do it without even realizing that I'm doing it because I've done it for so long, you know? Like I'll say oot and a
um,
boot, you know,
oh
like
man, I'll be real.
stereotypical Canadian words.
But like, is that actually how a Canadian would say about is a boot?
No,
Okay, so
no,
it's just a star thing.
no. That's how people think we say words.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would we think this?
Oh
Like
my
the way I fucking look at it is like, no, it's like it's very easy to figure out how to say a word. I don't know how you would think someone says a
God.
boot.
It's Canadian stereotypes. Gotta love them.
Oh boy, I think
A
it's weird that
boot.
I've watched so many Canadian content creators, you included. Like,
Yay!
well, okay, it's really just two. It's you and Will Tennyson.
I've found a group of Canadian content creators on Twits
Ooh,
that I've just been like hanging around with. Like, oh, you're Canadian? Hey, me too.
I think it's so cool to be able to like hang out with content creators that are from the same area as you. Like
Yeah,
not just same country,
like
same area.
Yeah, like literally same province, and I'm like, damn, let's fucking
Yo,
go.
that sounds so fun to me because it's like I would love to talk to other people from Louisiana, so we could just
Mhm.
laugh at like getting people to say a specific city. And now I want to see like how you would pronounce this.
Owl was trying to get me to pronounce a word the other day, but I couldn't.
I want you to say this city's name. I,
New Orleans?
that is wrong.
Is it wrong?
Yes,
How do you pronounce it?
it's New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans. Okay.
Like it's really funny because like there's
It was one or the other, and
yeah.
I
Like
could
and
I
it's
couldn't.
funny because if you come to Louisiana, I promise you this is not consistent. If it's New Orleans, it's New Orleans. But if you go to any other place with the word Orleans, we absolutely say Orleans.
Oh.
Like New Orleans is the only thing we do this to. It's kind of funny. And I remember my first experience of actually correcting someone on this was there was this Australian streamer that I was watching, and I think some people in chat might know him. Mythic TV. Wait, no, it's
Oh,
not
Mythic.
no, it's not Mythic. I,
Oh, not Mythic.
no, actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen this streamer in a while. I think his name was Ludes. Don't ask me why.
Ludes.
Yeah, he was a major fan of Nero. Like
Oh,
if you look in
no.
his background, you would see Nero figurines.
Starring a real Canadian, she doesn't apologize for anything. You've clearly never heard
Lies.
me. You've clearly never heard me.
To be fair, if you ask anyone in chat, they probably thought I was Canadian with how much I apologize.
I apologize like like I fucking murdered a person, you know? Like
Are
I
you sure you
apologize
didn't?
so I probably did, but I also apologize so goddamn often.
No joke. Oh man. But yeah, it's so weird. When he was playing that gotcha game Azure Lane, and he kept calling
Mm,
the ship character New Orleans, and I was like, should I be that guy right now?
be that guy.
I don't like to be that guy, but I was like, I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna tell him you're pronouncing this wrong. If this is
Star
if
apologizes for venting as an engineer.
Zephyr's not wrong, I absolutely do apologize for apologizing. I used to
Oh.
do that so much. I would say I'm sorry for apologizing so much.
Yes, this is Star. Yes,
Yes, yeah,
hi, I'm
Nemo, it
Star.
is Star. It is. But yeah, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna be that guy. I was like, okay, look, it's pronounced New Orleans, or as in a type of mineral, and lens like the lens of glasses. And he was so baffled. He went and looked it up and was like, there's no way. I'm like, dude, I'm from the state of this city. I know how to pronounce it.
I mean, I heard it pronounced correctly in The Princess and the Frog. Great movie, by the way.
Yes. Oh,
Fucking love that movie.
that
I
that
guess
that
it
is
just
such a good movie.
I guess my like North American dummy brain just looked at it and went, New Orleans.
I think the fact that makes me love it the most is that they pronounced it correctly. Like this truly felt like I am dealing with people from my state.
Mhm. I love that movie. Princess and the Frog was fucking peak, man.
Oh
One of my
man.
favorite Disney movies.
And just think it's all gone downhill since.
Yup.
I'm gonna be real with you. I have not kept track of what Disney has been producing
I
at
also have not
all.
been keeping track. I have no
It's like
I I don't know
I know
anything they've been putting out.
I know that they have been remaking like, you know, the animated movies as live action. I've heard that Beauty and the Beast had really good reviews.
Beauty and the Beast was fine.
Aladdin is
I
typically I feel like Will
didn't
Smith
watch that
definitely
one.
carries Aladdin.
Oh, probably. I didn't watch that one. I did watch The Lion King and hated it profusely.
Unafraid, if there was a singularity in Alabama, it would just be the Knights of the Round Table and us talking about that complicated ass family tree.
I also
I'm
heard that the new Little Mermaid was really bad.
I have no I don't know. I do just remember like a I don't know if it was a TikTok, but it was like it did get posted. I don't know if it went viral, but it was a little girl. Uh, I don't want to talk about this, but like a little African American girl watching the Little Mermaid trailer, and she says, "That's not Ariel. Ariel's white."
Oh no!
I was like, "Oh my god, this is so." It's like
Oh.
I'm just like I'm sitting there. I was like, that's insane. But it shows like these kids they grew up like even in this current generation, these kids grew up with the original Ariel.
Mhm.
So it's very hard for them to transition to the idea of this new of what's going to be the new face of Ariel for a new generation.
Old Disney music did kick ass. Are you
Oh
kidding?
yeah, oh my god.
Oh man, I think the only I have to I
Oh.
have to hold on a second. Was this Disney or was this just Pixar?
What?
Luca. Do you remember Luca?
I think that was Pixar.
Yeah, Pixar.
The only I never seen Luca. The only thing I knew
Luca
about it
I
is that
thought was really good.
the only thing I knew about it is that people shipped the two boys.
I think that they had a very pure friendship.
Yeah, I like apparently there was just like a there was a lot of people, and then the director came out and says like, no, they're just friends.
Yeah, like let children be friends. Hello, can we stop?
And then people just called them cowards for like homosexual erasure or something like that. And just like
Yeah.
I don't think you guys understand how guys work. And I think girls are kind of like this too, where it's like guys enter like when we have a close friendship, it's practically it's practically a relationship. We if you literally bond with when we guys truly bond, we are practically one entity. Also, we guys are
Mhm.
not afraid to cuddle.
Girls aren't afraid to cuddle either.
We are
I
afraid to get caught cuddling, but we are not afraid to cuddle necessarily.
Yeah, I thought Luca was really good. That's about the only recent Disney or Pixar film I've seen. I know I wanted to watch Elementals, I just never got around to it.
That one, I've only like I read the plot of that one, and that one confuses the hell out of me. But okay.
But other than that, I don't remember
Rico
the last
says Fox
Disney
likes
film.
shelter, and where is she from again? And Fox seems pretty close to a city with a similar name. Food for thought. That actually is a pretty good point. It's the French blood in me, even though, as far as my family knows, we have no French in us. I mean, we might. To be fair, I
I've got
feel
I've got French somewhere in my blood.
you're Canadian, of course you do.
No, 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 no. Like,
To be fair, Louis, that's also true for me. Louisiana was was originally colonized by the French.
you know what? We both got French in our blood.
Like the only thing I know of is like my mom used to love telling me is like, oh, we have Irish or Scottish in our blood, and then I'm just like, we're European. We come from all over.
Yeah.
She's also told me it's like Native American as well, but then it's like it gets confusing really because well, I don't want to give out her personal business, but it's like she was adopted, and so it's
Mm.
like it sometimes it's like I don't know who it goes through, so I'm just like I just sit and listen when she tells me stuff like this.
Yeah.
I've often thought about like participating in the ancestry.com stuff,
Mhm.
like the blood test to see if like tracing down your actual origins, but then I realized I've seen the maps of them doing those DNA tests, and it's just like it'll say it's like, oh, you have the potential of being from these areas. It's like, motherfucker, I'm Caucasian and European descent. Like that's pretty damn obvious that you're gonna be able to track me there. It's like, oh, but we can see that you might have lineage in Africa. It's like that's just the minority white people in Africa. Like, come on, what are you trying to sell me here?
No, I'm afraid you are not my real father. I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're adopted.
Wait, you adopted your dad?
I did.
Wouldn't you be the one who was adopted?
No, he was adopted.
If you're American before you go in the bathroom and American when you come out, what are you when you're in the bathroom? Oh wow.
Constipated.
All right, that was clever actually. Damn it. I
Oh,
can't believe I walked into
European.
that.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. Honestly, I think I no, that actually was clever the way it was written. Damn it. Damn it,
No,
where did I put my other
I
water
liked mine
bottle?
better. I liked mine better. Constipated.
Well, I didn't say I was Caucasian American. I said I'm Caucasian and American. Like and. But but literally it's like the way the way I talk, my dialect is like and if I'm in a emotional state or something, just is practically silent. Star is so
Hey
powerful that she
yo.
became her dad's mom, thus becoming her own grandma. What is she, Fry from Futurama?
Yeah, I am.
I don't think you want that.
No, I don't.
That I was okay. People are gonna hate me. I was never a big fan of stuff like Futurama or Family Guy or The Simpsons.
I was never allowed to watch them.
That's probably a good thing. You probably would have lost brain
Yeah.
cells.
I mean, my big brother watched Futurama quite young. But he's like 3 years older than I am, so I couldn't watch it with him. I wasn't allowed to.
You, like, was that something your parents said, or is that just something he said?
No, that's something my parents said. Like my dad didn't want me watching stuff like The Simpsons
Nah,
or
sorry to
Family
disappoint
Guy.
you. I'm afraid I was never a big fan of South Park either. I
Well,
like
my
the
mom also didn't want me to watch shit like that either, but
I like the
apparently
comedy
Futurama
of
was
South Park
fine.
because it's like offensive and dark humor is really just kind of my speed. But I would never say these jokes myself. And the thing is like the social satire of South Park is actually like very well delivered.
Okay,
But
so I was never allowed to watch them, but apparently my big brother just decided to watch it one day.
yeah, that makes sense.
He was
Oh
always a
man.
bit of a rule breaker.
But yeah, I never liked Futurama just because I was like, oh, these characters are so stupid. Family Guy, same issue. It's like these characters are so damn stupid. I especially hated Peter. And then let's see, Simpsons. I feel like was not any better. Like obviously, there's the whole thing with Family Guy and Simpsons just basically being the same show. So if I didn't like one, I probably wasn't gonna like the other.
Mhm. My my best friend, one of my best friends who I've known my whole life, was really into Simpsons when we were younger.
Look,
I don't
Nemo.
know if she still watches
Futurama
it now.
had good episodes. I will admit this. I watched a few of them when I woke up in the middle of the night and just wanted to watch something. But it was just like it wasn't my cup of tea, especially because the only time I watched it was when I was like a little kid, which is when you would think I would like the dumb shit, right? But no, little kid me was like, nah, I'm more into anime. I remember I used to set my alarm clock for 2 o'clock in the morning so I could wake up and watch Inuyasha.
You watch fucking anime. I watch Python Hunters. We are not the same.
Oh man, like the number of things that I would just stay up to watch
I
because my mom was
remember
like, "Oh, you can't stay up to watch this."
I remember begging my parents for cable so I could watch Python Hunters, and I was like, "Yeah, Burmese pythons in the Everglades." I was like, "When I grow up, I'm getting a Burmese python."
Inuyasha, what are you, a woman? What is the
Huh?
how is that a joke? I'm confused by what your friend was saying with that one.
Well, Nemo will make our own group with blackjack and hookers.
Like, is it because Inuyasha had romantic elements? I'm like, even as a kid, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I loved romance, which is weird.
I also love romance,
It's like
despite being an
I.
aromantic.
Well, I mean that's better than me, who's like demi-romantic.
Mm,
I
I'm
think I
just
used that term correctly, where it's like I can't really develop romantic interest in someone that I just see. I have to like get to know them first.
mm.
Like I realize
Pan?
that's like
Demi? Hmm.
I
What's the
realize
difference
that's
between
like
pan and demi?
basically the point of dating, but it's like look, I wouldn't be able to go see a woman and say like, oh my god, she's hot. Let me go ask her on a date. Like I
Oh,
would have to get to know them first,
okay.
and that's just yeah. Wait, I had shitty taste as a kid watching isekais at early age. Okay, so
Okay.
Inuyasha's weird. Is that an isekai?
It is technically.
I feel like technically it technically is, but it technically isn't. Because isekai is supposed to be about going to another world. But Inuyasha is weird because everything that happens in the story of Inuyasha is technically in the past of the world they're in. So it's more time travel than it is anything else.
Implying that time travel isn't just isekai.
I mean, it's not. It can be, but it's not necessarily. It's a whole weird thing.
It certainly is a thing.
Like,
All right, I'll mute when I take a bite out of my burger, so you don't
that's
have to
fine.
listen to that. Oh,
People
okay.
can get the ASMR.
Oh, hell yeah! Welcome to my mukbang.
Fate would be isekai then. I don't classify Fate as isekai, but yeah, if we're going to just say time travel is, then it's like, okay, we just say all time
FGO be an
travel.
isekai then? Isn't FGO an isekai?
I mean, I've never considered it an isekai. It's all
Because like
basically
we're
been
going to the singularities, which is technically another world, right?
no. That's the Lost Belts are technically alternate timelines, and the singularities were our historical pasts.
Okay, so once we hit the Lost Belts, then it's an isekai.
Do we consider alternate timelines another worlds? Because technically they are still our world, but it's a world that developed in a different way.
So yeah, it would be another world.
I'm using world as a general consensus here, but yeah, I guess we can say it's like once we hit Lost Belts, yeah, it's isekai. The fact that I have to use the term world does seem to indicate, yeah, that's isekai. Back to the Future is an isekai. Oh man. But yeah,
Don't
you know
get
what?
me started on Back to the Future.
But you know what? Yeah, I guess I was really big into isekai as a kid because one of my favorite anime was Digimon. Don't at me, Pokemon fan.
I wasn't gonna.
I know, but did you ever have to deal with the whole divide of Digimon versus Pokemon?
Mm-mm.
I mean, that divide still exists where people is like,
I
oh,
had to deal with the divide between Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
oh my god. Like I never saw that. It was like Yu-Gi-Oh was like in America, like at least where I was, Yu-Gi-Oh was allowed to be its own thing, but Digimon and Pokemon is like you couldn't like both.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I like both. I like all three, so fuck
It's
all of you.
it's because my older brother was really into Yu-Gi-Oh and I was really into Pokemon.
Ah, fair enough.
And so he would always want me to play Yu-Gi-Oh with him, but whenever I wanted him to play Pokemon with me, it's always no. Fuck you.
Did you ever have the Pokemon trading cards?
I had the cards, but I never knew how to play the game.
Yo, same. My mom bought me a set for Christmas one year, and I was like, I don't know how to play this because the box set didn't even come with a list of rules. And it was so funny because I was like, "Mom, can you play this with me?" And I just started pretending things like as if I knew what exactly we were playing. I would be like, "Okay, I lay down Eevee, but then combine it with electric energy to summon Jolteon from my hand." Oh my god. I just was like, I was
Oh.
going Duelist Kingdom where it's like as long as I could come up with a logical explanation for how this worked, it may as well work.
My favorite was when we were younger and we would like pretend to be Pokemon, but we would just make up Pokemon, and then we would use moves, and then each other would just try to one up each other's moves.
Squirtle, Squirtle, Squirt, Squirtle.
No, we made up new ass pocket monsters, right?
Oh damn.
And
I was
then we'd
never
be
that
like, oh,
creative.
and then we'd be like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna use like fucking explosion, and then they're like, oh well, I'm gonna one up you by using universe demolition. It's like,
Wow,
you
holy
know,
shit. Okay, was the other person being a legendary? Universal destruction, holy shit. It
it's
was
like,
like,
damn, we were really just trying to one up each other, weren't
yeah,
we?
no joke. It's like, hey, you want a one-up star who just used explosion? Just use protect.
Mm-hmm.
They die. Oh man.
I'm
Yeah, no,
gonna use nuke.
yeah, no, I was never creative enough to make new Pokemon or new Digimon. I usually made up like new Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. Oh my god, I made up a whole line of like teddy bear monsters. Look,
I
I
made
liked teddy bears.
I made monsters for this game that I played that I loved. I fucking loved this game when I was younger, and I played it for stream. Monster Racers.
Ooh,
I I made up a couple
I
of
genuinely thought
monsters
you were
for
about to say
that.
monster hunters.
No, 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 no. This is way more like obscure.
There are just so many games with the name monster in it. I
Mhm. No, this game was so
think
fun.
they've all been sued by Monster Energy Drink. I'm sorry, that still gets me. That's funny that they were like, we think people will be confused between Monster the game and Monster Energy Drink. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go into this video game store because I'm expecting to walk out with a Monster Energy Drink. Oh, I'm gonna go into into the energy drink section to buy a video game. Motherfuckers, what were you on? Were you just so out of money these days that you were like, yeah, this is a reason? Then
Mhm.
I think I also saw that Monster Energy Drink tried to sue Pokemon
Yeah, like that's
because
gonna happen.
because Pokemon is called Pocket Monsters. There's not a damn person, except maybe the Japanese, who even call it that. We all say
Except me.
Pokemon. Okay,
Excuse me, I'm right here.
I'm sorry. You're right, and you've said this. You've said Pocket Monsters several times in this stream. I'm just okay. Most people, other than Star and the
Fucking
Japanese,
virgin
call it
Pokemon Chad
Pokemon.
Pocket Monster, you know, like
Why do you call it Pocket Monster?
cuz it's a cooler name.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but
I don't know, sometimes I just don't want to say Pokemon. Sometimes I want to say Pocket Monster, you know? Like
that's fair.
my
That,
brain is a silly little thing. I don't know what it does half
this
the
brings a
time. I'm
good
just
question though. Why did we call it Pokemon if it's Pocket? Shouldn't it be like? Well, I guess it would then sound like Pokemon.
yeah, it would be Pocketmon. Um yeah, I don't know why they decided to abbreviate it like that.
The real question: how many people do even know Pokemon is short for Pocket Monster outside of the JP and Star? I didn't find out about this until I was like 16. I don't even
Yeah,
remember how I found out.
I think Pocket Monster is just a cool name. Hey,
Yo,
instead of watching the Forbidden Anime, can we just go read like Pokemon Special instead?
nah.
No.
Like to be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is totally going up as a podcast. This,
Nice.
this is absolutely going up as the most. We are going to literally call it the Star Fox Chaotic Podcast. Just
Hell
this
yeah.
one little section because we are just going.
Star Fox Podcast, Weebs and Writers.
Yep,
Writing and weaving.
most chaotic podcast ever. Hey, what's up,
Writing and
beloved?
weaving.
What's up, beloved madman? Yo, if we wanted to talk about writing and weaving, like we would just talk about fanfics, but that's like a whole other stream.
That is indeed a whole other stream.
Like yeah, I'm not even gonna get started on the conversation because then it's like if I talk about
Then we'll be
fanfiction,
here for a while.
we would never watch the anime that we said we were going to. It's
Oh,
like
does Pokemon not have the E italicized or the I don't know how I don't remember what the word the name is
uh
for it, but like the E.
wait, doesn't it still have the slash though?
I thought it did.
Like it has it's POK accent EMON. Like
Yeah, I literally just pulled out Pokemon Scarlet and it's still there,
yeah,
so
I'll pull it up on my screen. Pokemon. Ignore the fact that I obviously looked up the Pokemon theme lyrics. So, fun fact: when I want to
I'm just
test,
I'm
when,
just laughing at the fact that you can't spell Pokemon.
shut up.
Yeah, there's the accent right there.
Yeah, it has the accent. Hold on, let me make sure that like my avatar isn't just covering it. Nope. Okay. Yeah, it's right there.
It's my avatar that's covering it.
Well,
Ayo.
that's why I pulled it up over to the side because I figured yours was kind of covering at least something, and plus the images are too small. But yeah,
Ayo.
but no, like, okay. So here's a little nerd fact about Fox. when he wants to test his audio, it's not enough for me to test speaking volume. I sing when I want to test my audio.
Ooh.
I'm like, I will pick a random song and I try to see how my microphone sounds while singing. As long as that is fine, I think the audio levels are good.
When I was playing SMT5 today, I was trying to negotiate with some demons.
Oh god.
And one of the demons it was like, it's looking at you expectantly, what will you do? And the options are sing, dance, and flash some maca, which is money. And I decided to do sing, and the demon was like, "Wow, your voice is terrible," and left.
Wow, I didn't realize that the game knew your voice so well. Test.
I was like, "Holy shit, chat, when did you get into SMT?"
Oh, is that what that I heard that. I was like it was a lull in like the video I was watching off to the side while I was lurking because I'll usually have like stream and a YouTube video up and then just kind of switch around while I'm lurking. And it was like I just randomly heard you screaming, "Chat, how did you get here?" I was like, "Hold up. What is she talking about chat for?" Test audio with the hub. How would that work? The microphone wouldn't pick anything up. I wear headphones when I'm testing because I don't want like side sound getting picked up.
Ayo. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny though.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Speaking of which, because we're already on the Pokemon stuff, just imagine if the early 2000s Christians who believed that they needed to ban Pokemon because it's like it's about making deals with devils knew about SMT.
Yeah, that's oh fuck yeah. There's this video I absolutely love. It's called um
Satanic just popped in, paid 10 bits, and is like, "What the fuck? Yo,
um
why did bits not go off?"
it's called the dark SMT is the Dark Souls of JRPGs. And in the video he says this shit is what Christian parents thought Pokemon was back in the 90s, and I thought it was such
Oh
an
god,
accurate statement.
that is extremely accurate. I gotta take down the window capture, so we're gonna go back to the chatting screen a little bit, because I need to figure out why the bits didn't play. Oh, and do I have it set to where it's like 100 minimum? I don't think
Oh,
I did.
that's fucking rude, isn't it?
That doesn't sound like me. I'm pretty sure I had it at 10, but it didn't play on the alerts. At least not as far as I know. Did you guys hear it go off?
I'm gonna be polite and not watch whatever you're doing.
Oh yeah. I probably should have ended the screen share.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I've got it. I've got it tabbed out. I'm not watching.
Okay. All right. So I'm wait. Okay.
Watching.
I just accidentally pulled up my own stream. There's- I get so confused by the settings. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, that, and I don't think SMT even got localized until Nocturne came
Yeah,
out.
no, minimum bits to cheer is 10. Uh,
Oh, excuse me.
minimum bits emotes is 1. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm very confused why that alert did not play. Did you guys hear the alert? And I'm just like, because I do have that version of sound like kind of turned down, so I might not have heard it.
Nemo, no! Nemo, no! Bad.
Okay. Okay, did not hear alert. So yeah, it did not play. So I'm gonna first of all, I'm gonna end screen share because now I'm gonna probably have to go through stream elements.
Okay.
Let's see, this can stop streaming.
I mean, I don't see why we need the bit alert anyways if we're gonna be watching a show, but
I'm paranoid. That's why.
it's okay.
I'm like I have to make sure everything is okay, or else I will fucking forget everything. I'll be like, oh, stream's over. I don't
Oh,
have to worry about this.
okay. Well, I mean, it's still not something you should be saying.
Wait, who?
Um, Nemo.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, he said something
Uh,
pretty
okay. No, wait, that's the tip
pretty
alerts.
yikes.
Cheer alert. Show cheer message. Like it's supposed to work. Yep, we have text to speech. Everything
TGS.
everything is set up,
Did something pretty Ubisoft.
but for some reason it just the alert didn't show up.
It's silly like that sometimes.
I hate alerts sometimes. It's just so
Yeah.
it's so dumb. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't even know if I heard Fig's alert when he subscribed earlier.
I know I didn't because I have the tab muted.
I just know that I saw him subscribe, and I just let you handle the thanks.
Oh, I didn't even say thanks because right afterwards he fucking roasted me.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what happened. This is
Whoa, why is that so big?
why is what so big?
Sorry, that sounded weird.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Hold up. We talking about a
Rico
sandwich?
sent no. Rico sent an emote and it came up really fucking big in chat.
Oh, that's the new thing for Twitch
But why?
because it's funny.
That sounded right, did it?
So, like, what it is that there's now power ups for emotes that you pay 30 bits for, and you can
Oh,
do stuff like that. Like, you can gigantify an emote.
interesting. Okay.
It's actually like I think it's a lot funnier with animated emotes. I saw like one with like dancing Chi Chi.
Someone should do the Thomas eggs.
Oh, oh man, that's funny.
Yeah,
Rico
let's
did
fucking
it.
go.
And the funny thing is that so I don't know what Twitch is thinking about this because the question was asked is how much does the streamer get for you doing this? I think that when it's your emote, you get 100% of it. So it's like, hey, you just earned 30 cents.
Nice. That's 30 whole cents.
Wait a wait. Okay, no, yeah, sound alerts are on here.
I can do the sound alerts.
I am so confused. All right, I'm gonna play.
If anyone does a sound alert and the sound alert doesn't go off, I'll do it.
I just played Objection.
Did it play?
It did not.
Objection!
I holy shit, what is going on? What is going on? And I have this stuff on.
F is for Fox, who rolls on the gotcha. U is for upset rolls. N is for negligence. The chat has come to learn right here in the community.
Oh my god, why do you remember that? My god, why do you remember that? Okay, so let me see. I might need to. All right, I'm going to copy the URL again.
Alright, I'll give you your Oh the Misery. Oh the misery! Everybody wants to be my enemy!
Let's see. Audio. So I have sound alerts. That should be
Alright,
here.
I literally just did Oh the Misery. I'm not doing it again. Oh great, now I have to do Ara Ara. Okay.
Have fun with that.
Ara Ara.
That was better than
No,
mine.
that's not good. Alright guys, stop it.
Okay, so I can get it to play if I go through Stream Elements, but for some reason that one didn't play earlier.
Oh, I can do emotional damage. Emotional damage.
Okay, yeah. So none of my sound alerts are working. What the fuck is going on?
Objection.
Are sound alerts broken today or something?
Might be. I mean, mine weren't working. I don't know if you get yours through Blurb, but mine weren't working either. But that's probably because I haven't relogged in after changing my password.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Why does Fox look like the soon-to-be dead dad in a tactical RPG who we're gonna go on a journey to avenge and end up fighting God?
Because that's what I was going for.
Oh, okay, you're the soon-to-be dead dad, and I'm the protagonist.
Oh god. I'm gonna see if maybe Twitch is aware of this, like, because I'm gonna see if maybe they know if something is going on. All right,
Do I
Twitch.
even look like a fucking mom to you?
No, I didn't say anything about
Exactly.
that. I'm just like, okay.
No, Nemo said I'm the dead mom.
Ah,
Your village girl number 2. You know what? I'll take it.
okay. Post. Da, 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 da. Now this is basically all stuff for like TwitchCon. That'd be interesting to go to one day.
That would be, but money.
I'd be like, I'll go if you invite me.
We
I'd,
have a bonk redeem.
and I'm
Have you
talking
heard of that?
about Twitch. Like, if Twitch is like, hey, you want to have a booth up at TwitchCon? I'd be like, yeah.
All right, gonna go throw out my cup, so I'll be back. Maybe kick
Okay.
Keepy in the nuts.
Damn, I do not understand what is going on with my sound alerts. Okay, let's see. Here's the thing. Wait. Oh my god, is it because I wonder if it's because of all the because of the logouts that I recently did. Because I recently chose because I very recently had to redo a few things. I had to redo my login, and I wonder if that has knocked everything out of sync, which really fucking sucks if that's the case. Um, it might be that sound alerts won't be back until next stream. Hopefully, I
I'm
might
back.
have to I might have to relog into everything
I also
because
brought the cat with me.
when I did like two-factor authentication and finally verifying my account, it logged me
Ah,
out of everything. So it
yeah,
might be,
that's probably it.
yeah. So it's probably all been knocked out of sync, and I'm gonna have to redo it.
Yeah, I still have to do that with Blurp as well.
Bleh. I've been thinking about like adding blurb just because I like the fact that there's so many more sound alerts.
That's what I use.
I might just like make my own sound alerts though, instead of just like finding ones. Do nothing but record my voice for
I
random
made a couple.
audio.
I made a couple that I had to like rip from other sites.
Oh, nice.
Like I think Wait Ain't That Bad I ripped from a site and
And now we have confessions of your crime on video.
it was a site that had fucking it was a different sound alert site. I just took it from there and uploaded it to Blurb, okay? Like chill. I didn't
Sure.
commit crimes.
See, I use my own sounds. Okay, not true.
Not true.
A couple of them are my own sounds. The fun song is mine. The ara ara is mine.
Oh, yes it is.
Oh my god. I should have like instead of doing a female ara ara, I should have gone for the male one. Ara ara. That was so bad. Like, what man goes ara ara? I just can't do
I
it.
have to like my ara has been getting worse and worse because I keep having to do it whenever we get Noragami Aragato in AMQ because for some fucking reason Bench always wants me to do it. He keeps asking for an Ara to go.
What you should
That
do
fucking guy.
is like just record the most masculine voice, yelling ara ara, and then send it to him. When Fox is a male ara ara, it sounds more like a grunt that is questioning the situation they are put in. Good. Holy shit!
For real.
Star, what is going on your side?
Oh.
I don't know what just happened, but my ears were assaulted with the sounds of sandpaper.
Oh, I apologize.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I
That's fair
just
enough.
I I just laid down. I didn't do nothing.
Oh, then maybe that was your pillow crinkling or something. Yeah, the mic is dying. Sam went back. Goddamn storm went back. Jesus Christ.
Mm.
Oh my god. Okay. I think I need to go take a restroom break real quick. And then when I come back, we're gonna finally watch this anime.
Oh man, it's so like we've been just sitting around for like an hour and a half.
And to be fair, this was fun.
It was fun.
I think the VTubing thing makes it a lot more fun too.
Yeah, because we're just bouncing, man. It's
Bop, bop, bop.
cute.
Bounce, bounce.
We
I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. I actually spent like 30 minutes just watching this character bounce before we started stream. I was like, I just had fun learning to space my words so that it would fade and come back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys on the chatting screen. So distract them.
Okay. Don't forget to like screen share when you get back.
All right,
I'm
I'm
gonna
back.
die. I'm gonna die.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to lay down and then everything died in
Oh,
me.
I figured it was the whole Fallen trying to get us to watch till Phantom Lord or until Grand Magic Games.
No. No, no,
Yeah,
no,
let's save that idea for a subathon.
no.
Yo, yeah, like a subathon. Be like, okay, you pay us this much money, we will watch the whole of this.
Oh my god.
Well,
So,
if that had happened, I would split the money. I'd be like, okay, if I'm managing this, I have to split the money with Star.
yeah, if I get paid to watch this, oh man.
Dream job.
Dream job.
I mean, isn't that what reaction channels are all about? Is just
This is
straight up getting paid to watch things?
this is very true. I went to check my Mal because Mal has a thing that you can record how many times you've rewatched a show.
Oh God.
I haven't been doing that, but apparently I did. I had this on high rewatch priority, so I changed that. Uh and apparently I on Mal I had seen it 4 times.
I'm sorry. You
I
watched all of Fairy Tale 4 times?
I think that's wrong. I think it might have been more than that.
My God. Oh man. That's going to be the beginning of the intro for the next episode.
Oh, please no.
No,
Like
I'm leaving that. So what is up, chat?
no. The problem is that I really liked this show when I was a young preteen.
That's
And
fair.
then as I grew older and grew into my sense of self and actually got a fucking sense of taste. And then the manga ended and I realized it was shit all
Technically
along. I
speaking,
was
trash
like,
taste is still taste.
you know what? That is also true.
It's a
But the
very fun
manga
podcast
ended.
channel.
The manga ended and I was like, you know what? That fucking sucked.
Yeah, that's valid.
And
100
then
Years
like
Quest is
right
so much
after
worse.
And then right after I that fucking ended and left that gaping hole where this fucking shit used to sit in my heart.
You
I
found
got
Spy
into
Family?
Fate. No, I
Oh.
got into Fate because it was 2017.
Oh, that's fair.
And now Fate rests in that hole, and now Fate has consumed my entire existence, and I have lost money.
Could be worse. It could have been Genshin.
This is true, but Genshin did not come out in 2017.
Good thing for you.
Yeah, good thing that I just happened to pick up Fate at the exact opportune moment.
Yep. All right. So now we gotta do an intro to let everybody know what's going on, at least on the YouTube side of things. So welcome back, everybody, to Is this the second or the third episode of this fucking podcast?
Who the fuck knows?
Technically speaking, I guess this is a retroactive review. This is not technically a podcast.
Yeah.
Because a podcast would just be us having senseless discussion, right?
Yeah, which
So-
we should do. We should have
We
a
did do
podcast.
that! Like the
We
first
should-
hour!
We should do more of that.
It was fun. We just bring a bunch of topics to be like, all right, here's what we're going to discuss.
We should discuss, like, you should play Persona 3 and then we should just talk about why it's a great game.
Oh boy. You know what? I should just finish all the Persona games and then we can talk about like why each one is good at what it does and why Persona 4
Except
is
Persona
one that you
4.
should never touch.
We would get so many angry comments.
We would. It's a podcast and watch along. A pod watchcast. I guess that's fair.
A pod
But
watch
in any
cast.
case,
All right.
for this episode, we are reacting to episodes 3 and 4 of Fairy Tail.
Blech.
If this is what I think it is, because I think this is the Duke Everloo stuff.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
warning, because I tend to forget this. There are spoilers. This is a retroactive review, so we are watching this and commenting with the belief.
Retrospective.
Retrospective. That said retroactive again.
You keep saying it.
I like the word retroactive. It sounds better
it's
than
a-
retrospective.
I like retrospective. He's a silly word.
I just feel like retroactive flows better. So, retrospective review. And damn it, I lost my train of thought. Where'd that train go?
Choo choo. There it goes.
Damn it, it's too far away. Okay. But so in any case, expect spoilers because because me and Star are commenting with the expectation that anyone watching this is not a first-time viewer. If you haven't seen Fairy Tail yet, I don't know what you're doing. Like,
Don't do it.
just it's okay to not watch it.
Save yourself.
Honestly.
Just watch us make
man.
fun of
But
it.
if you
It's
just
a
like
lot
junk food
better.
anime, go right on ahead.
No. Don't do it. Watch something better. Watch Spy Family, please.
Okay, how about this? They can watch us watch the anime.
That's also what I was saying.
I know. Because at least this way, if for some reason this ever blows up, I'll get paid for it.
Yeah, you
I
get
will
to share
split-
some of that with me.
I will. It'll be 50-50.
Yeah. 50-50, let's go.
Technically it's more like what would it be like? More like 40-40-20 with YouTube taking its cut.
That is true.
And
Fuck you, YouTube.
technically it would be even less if you consider it's like the revenue is ad revenue. So it's like the people who produce the ad would take their cut first. Or no,
Yeah.
they pay out because they ran the ad. Never mind.
Something like that. I don't know. My
I don't-
channel isn't monetized.
Mine's not either. I would love to reach that point. I swear, if for some reason you people like this channel so much better with me as a VTuber, I will cry. I think that's a fair assessment. I work hard on my content. Okay, I don't.
Yeah.
But it's like I spend hours playing games.
If it makes you feel better, I prefer the face cam.
I don't know. I kind of like the PNG tuber. I feel
Well, then become a pinch tuber. I don't know.
maybe I will. I don't know. I feel like there's like this kind. I know. People are gonna be like, dude, you're gonna start watching. It's like people in the YouTube video don't have to worry about all this senseless chatter. I will edit it out.
Or will he?
That is a good point. I might just put a chapter and say like, if you want to avoid senseless chatter, just go to this point.
Yeah.
But no, straight up. I see the point where it's like, okay, webcam feels like you can have much more human interactions with people because it's a person. You've talked about this about how it's like watching basically an anime character. It feels like they're just playing a part. Now I feel like in terms of like as a streamer, in terms of this, I have the advantage of being able to maintain like say your interest because you know me as a person, so it's like even with the picture, I'm just being me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is no denial that I do play a bit more of a character with
Yes, and you have said multiple times throughout this stream that the PNG is giving you a bit of a backbone and you're saying things you wouldn't normally say.
Yeah, I would not have made the raunchy jokes that I have been making. Like, holy shit. I am so flustered by like heightened like innuendos, sex jokes, stuff like that. But here it's like with this, I'm like, no, I'm gonna let fucking loose.
Not me, baby. I'm the same whether it's face cam or pinge, you know?
Guys, Fox doesn't look like his PNG. Fox doesn't have a comb back hair and is not ripped. Wait, do I have any hair to begin with?
Yeah.
This is a joke like between me and my dad because we both like we keep our hair cut short, so we
I'm
joke that we just
also
don't have hair.
I'm also not I also don't look like my pinge. I don't have blue eyes, unfortunately.
She also doesn't have hair quite that shade of red.
Yeah, it's red, it's just not that red.
Could you imagine walking around with hair that red? I've
It
seen
was
people. I've
almost
seen
that
people do it,
red.
but I'm
It
just like,
it has been almost that red before.
huh. I'm just like,
It's just I do it like I get it dyed without bleaching, so it doesn't get that red.
oh. Have you ever thought about doing it to that exact shade? I'm just curious.
Uh, like I definitely want like I want it to be like red but not too red. But yeah, that's definitely the color I'm going for when I try to get my
Hmm.
hair dyed.
I remember in high school I was always like, I'm gonna dye my hair green. I would still do it.
I mean, I wanted blue, but mom was like, "No, natural hair colors only."
Oh yeah, that shade of red is totally natural.
Yeah, it is.
Just be like, I would be I would be the complete troll if my parents said that. I would say I would show them an anime character, be like, this person has it naturally. I would be an absolute troll about it.
I mean, I started off with like just streaks in my hair,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like in the bangs and a little bit down the back, and then we decided to go like like full
Ooh,
color.
streaks are so cool. That's such a cool hairstyle.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I think I
But like my hair
knew
is like so naturally dark anyway, so it's hard
Fox
to
with
get
Yu-Gi-Oh hair. No.
it's hard to get the color to stick because my hair is already so naturally dark.
Mm-hmm. Now
But
these
we
days,
try.
the hair dye thing is like I probably wouldn't do it because now it feels like if I this is not an insult. I'm just saying if somebody saw me with dyed hair, they'd be like, "All right, which flag are you using?" Like, tell me I'm not wrong because it feels like the stereotype for LGBTQ plus is that they all have dyed hair.
Well, I mean, if you're Demi, then you're technically part of the LGBTs.
This is true.
Yeah, welcome to the LGBTs.
Awesome. Just don't ask me about sexuality.
All right, no worries, dude.
But no,
You're
I'm just like
Demi romantic.
it does feel like the stereotype where if I walk down with like the brightest dyed hair.
Oh yeah, I didn't never wanted to go like really bright
Oh,
because I don't
I
want
wouldn't
to
either.
stand out.
I would like forest green where it feels like the green kind of fades back.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Or hell, I
No,
would go like
I don't like standing out, so I never really wanted like really bright,
mm-hmm.
but just, something that looks
Ooh,
nice.
wait. I know exactly like the hair I would love to do. Green, but make it like remember how everybody thought that the protagonist of Emerald had white and black hair?
Oh yeah.
I would do that where it's like the top half of the hair is green, the bottom half is like my natural color.
Ooh. And then you just go lay down in the forest.
Yes. I don't know why. Like green remains pretty much my favorite color, but it's like I'm not often in the mood for it. Where it's like now it's like if I have a color preference, I might go with blue or I might go with
I've grown to like green
hmm,
over the years. I never really liked it when I was younger, but now
I
I'm
just
like,
like lime green
green's
though.
good. You
Lime
don't like
green,
lime green?
yeah, not really. I think
Yeah.
it's just an obnoxious technically not a shade since it's more of a tint, isn't it? Because it's brighter.
Yeah, something like that.
Because I remember in art class, it's like tints were typically about making colors lighter, like closer to white, and shades are more about making colors closer to black.
Mhm. Yeah.
So technically, you would say it's like lime green would be a tint of green.
Yeah.
I think it's like a bit of it's just like it's an obnoxious tint, and also because when I was in middle school and high school, I told my mom my favorite color was green, so she bought me a lot of things that were green. But for some reason, the stores only sold lime green stuff.
That's so rude,
So
man.
I had
Lime green
like
is like the ugliest green.
so I had like a lime green lamp. I had like a lime green boxes. I just had a lot of lime green stuff, and I was like, I don't like this. I really don't like this shade. I would prefer
Yeah.
things more like a forest green or a hunter green.
Yeah, I do like the darker greens. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
I'm making like custom shinies, I tend to go more towards like the darker greens. Um, yeah, my favorite color is purple.
Purple's a
And
good color.
I remember one time when I was in what, like 12th grade, and we were getting, it was like the first day of the semester, and we were getting to know each other, and we decided, like, the teacher was like, all right, we're gonna play two truths and a lie. And I and I
Oh
and
god,
I
that
have
sounds like my college freshman class.
I'm sitting there with red hair and wearing a red sweater, and my lie was my favorite color is red.
I mean, people fell for that.
They did.
Damn. To be fair, you had them fooled.
I did have them fooled. They were like, "Which one's the lie?" And I was like, "My favorite color is purple."
Oh, I just imagine you like I just imagine you standing there and you're like wearing purple socks to be like, duh, it's the color of my socks.
It's the color of my socks, idiots. No,
Oh
I
man.
was just sitting there with my red sweater and my red hair, and I'm like, I don't know why you'd think that red is my favorite color. It's obviously purple.
Nope. Also, I'm gonna say is like, you're mentioning red sweater, and I'm just like, I'm thinking you're over here.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just like, was Star just trying to cosplay or something?
No, because Spy Family wasn't even out when I was in grade 12.
I know. Shit, that reminds me. I just recently found out about the voice actress for Your. I think is also a voice actress in either HSR or Genshin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, god damn, I can't remember.
Sayori Hayami, I think?
No, sorry, English VA.
Oh.
Star
Oh,
who does not give a damn about English VAs.
I don't.
Uh,
I like her Japanese VA because she also voices Meltrellis, so I mean.
that's fair. Uh,
I remember when Aiden pulled me aside and he was like, "Hey, doesn't she sound like Adelante?" And she and I was just like, "No, she sounds like Melt." Same voice actress. I
oh,
just heard Melt and he heard Atalanta.
I legit like I'm jealous of your ability to recognize VAs.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like very recently, I've been watching a lot of stuff about VAs, and they
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll shoot my shot.
You're gonna be a voice actor?
Oh hell the fuck no! Oh man, no. As much as I wanted to keep that joke going, but the second you said that out loud, I was like, oh god, that just sounds so cringe. Like, can you imagine me like just showing up like just imagine either of us being like, hey yo, I got a job at an anime.
That would be so rad.
It would, but then people would want to know what the anime was so they could go watch it.
Yeah, but who's gonna watch anime in English dub just to hear our voices?
Our communities would do it just so they could make fun of us. What are you talking
You
about?
know what? That is also true. That is so true.
Heavy Robot is trying to remind us we're supposed to watch Fairy Tail.
Yeah, Heavy Robot's just like, I'm still here, but I'm also watching anime like what you're supposed to be doing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
If Fox became a VA, we'll roast your performance. You know what? Valid. Technically, if you want to get down to it, I do some voiceover work. I just do it on FGO for my streams.
I do it in Danganronpa.
Yeah.
That's the only time you'll catch me doing
Oh wait,
voiceover
technically I was
work.
also doing it for Persona 4 earlier.
Were you? You were
Yeah.
voice acting?
It was a few of them. Like, obviously I don't try for the female characters because I don't have a female voice.
It's funny because the only characters I voice act in Danganronpa are dude characters.
Like if I tried a female voice, this is the absolute best I could get, and it still sounds so fucking masculine.
Like, whenever I'm doing a girl character, I just do my regular voice, but, like, there are, like, 2 characters who have, like, really deep voices that I'll just be like, "Oh, you
Fox can
fool!"
do Jack the Ripper's voice. All right, here I'll do my best Jack the Ripper voice. I'm going to kill you all.
And then
I
I've got the and then I've got the fucking Nagito voice, Hajime,
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Hello?
Whoa.
Whoa,
But yeah, it's like
like."
I've been reading like a lot about the voice acting stuff, and some of the stuff they say is like if you want to get started in the industry, and it's very fascinating. But basically, it's like just kind of start performing. That's really all you can do. It's the same with writing. Basically, there's no
Mhm.
real book or answer to like how do you get into the industry. It's just like you
Well,
kind of just have to shoot.
it definitely helps if you've taken drama courses, right?
I took one drama class. That's it.
Well, you're doing better than me.
But my thing is that I do love acting. I loved the drama class, and voice acting is fun. It's just very tiring, especially when you're like reading the long ass scripts of FGO and you're voicing
Mhm.
every character.
Mhm, yeah, definitely.
Imagine calling this Star Fox, but there's no furries. Hey, you don't know the lore of our characters.
Hey, I'll give
For
Estelle
all you
fucking
know,
fox
my
ears. I'll do
character
it.
is actually the child of a fox woman, but had his
Whoa.
ears torn off of him at childbirth because they do not allow for men to keep them. That
Wow.
is not at all his backstory.
That sounds like something I'd write.
It absolutely is.
That's okay. My character, she comes from okay, I'm gonna sound like a massive hypocrite for saying this, but she comes from a time travel story.
Hmm.
Yeah, her wife died, so she's going back in time to save her from dying.
Sir, I see your human ears, so unless you have 4 ears, you don't know what I have. Maybe they're prosthetic.
Oh.
Maybe in my world, which is so obviously still stuck in the time period of knights and such, we have prosthetic ears.
What if Estelle goes back in time, but she does it accidentally too far and goes back to your time, which is why we're here doing this podcast.
And we're both at Hogwarts, apparently.
Of course.
Oh, God. I am
And
actually
then
from the era of the founders.
and then we get isekai'd into the Hogwarts
So one
universe.
is a D&D character and another is a rejected Doctor Who character.
Yeah, I guess,
I feel so damn insulted today.
but like it's not like she has a fucking
I love how my
uh
phone just keeps going off right below the mic.
yeah, I keep hearing it.
I'm throwing that shit on the bed. I'm like, come on.
Get the fuck out of here. She doesn't have like a machine that she uses to go back. It's kind of like Steins Gate, in which like
But
she
didn't
sends her
they also have a
consciousness
machine?
back. No. Well, yeah, kind of, but I'm more or less referring to like sending the consciousness back
Oh.
in that
Is that the only way
sense.
time travel works in Steins Gate? Is the consciousness?
No, they do have an actual time machine, but it was
Oh,
built way in the future.
oh, right. Because
Yeah.
that's how that one dude's daughter shows up.
Yeah. So she came back with the time machine, but the way
Oh,
that it's
okay.
developed over the course of the story is they send their consciousness back. It
Okay.
starts with like sending texts into the past and then it evolves into sending consciousness back.
I always love the concept of like sending your consciousness back in time.
Yeah, I
I just
also really
wish
enjoyed that
fanfics would
concept.
do something better with it than just being like, okay, I'm gonna keep the whole story the exact same thing with absolutely no chance of change whatsoever. Because I'm trying to preserve a timeline that I'm actually planning on changing from the very beginning.
Yeah, so Estelle, after her wife fucking dies in an explosion because they're in the middle of a war, she's like, well, our machine isn't ready, but I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm gonna go back in time and save my wife.
Hey, priorities.
Yeah, and then she gets yeeted back like 10 years. So
Like,
she has to like relive 10 years of her life and try to change the
damn.
future.
Can you imagine remembering whatever happened during all that time? Like,
Yeah,
I
and
think
we
that's the
have
problem with the whole sending your consciousness back is like, how much do you actually remember happening?
yeah, and like in Steins Gate it was limited to at least 48 hours. So
Yeah, so that
like
makes sense. It's like you would know what happened in those 48 hours.
yeah, so and considering they had like a very strict time limit cuz things were happening and things are happening, we have to send the consciousness back to stop things from happening, but they keep happening, right?
Yep. Oh
So
man.
it's just like time jumping to try different things, but nothing ever works out. And that's why Steins Gate is good.
Yep. Speaking of, although I will say, there are so many stories out there where they do the consciousness thing. And it's like, I think my biggest problem with it is when they send their consciousness back to like a young child, and I'm like,
Yeah,
the
it
thing you
won't be
have to
a young child.
like here's why I have a problem with that is like you have to understand a child's mind does not retain information the same way an adult's does. It's not
Mhm.
developed. So even though you sent your consciousness back, that's not the same as sending your brain back.
Mhm.
So it's very likely that given time, your mind will be unable to retain all of the information that its adult self did. Memories will start to blur as you get closer and
Yeah.
closer to everything.
And the problem with that is how would you even send your consciousness back to your child self?
Well, to be fair, a lot of fanfics are usually about places with magic. Or
Okay.
like
Well,
making
that's
deals with gods. I am not kidding. The number of times where a character gets to be like meets with the embodiment of fate or death.
ah, man. So, like, yeah, the way that Steins Gate does it is that
Steins Gate is so much better.
they
I haven't even
convert their
seen
memories into
Steins Gate.
data. They convert their memories into data and then they
Ooh,
send that back through like the same method that they use to send text messages back,
damn.
which is
Okay.
why it's only they can only do up to like 48 hours because they don't have a way to like send a higher percentage of data back, and it sends it to their phone, and when they answer the phone then their memories get like forcibly shoved into their head.
Damn.
So that's how it works there. So that's why I think that time travel in Steins Gate is actually really good and realistic.
Yeah, because time travel is totally realistic.
It's not, yeah, well,
I,
if you're
I'm
gonna
just
like
messing with you. I actually 100% agree.
yeah, like if you're gonna take a concept as like
Nuanced.
yeah, like the VN literally goes through 10 different theories on why time travel it like could work, and these are actual theories that
Light
have been like
novel writers are scary ass people.
like they gloss over it in the anime, right? But like
Yeah.
they went in depth at these theories in the VN and I was like, "What the hell?"
Light novel and visual novel people are fucking terrifying when you
It was
realize
so wild.
these people like study this shit before they start their writing. Like
Mhm.
as much as we like talk like I'm sure people shit talk Nasu, but it's like you realize he studied all of the mathematics and science that he puts in his stories.
Mhm.
It's like these two people could build a fucking nuclear bomb out of a microwave if they wanted to. That's
I like
terrifying.
I like in Steins Gate that they don't treat you like an idiot.
Like we
It's
totally
that
are with Steins Gate.
yeah, no, it's they don't treat you like an idiot. They want you to understand the science that they're trying to portray in the story, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, most time travel media just kind of, like, takes advantage of the fact that most audiences don't know what
Hold
the
on, I got
fuck
someone
you're
at
gonna
my
talk
door.
about. Alright, we get back into the time travel talk when he gets back.
Sweet. I just got my snacks.
Nice.
But yeah. Like so what you're explaining to me is it's more like Steins Gate explains on the level of like a professional teacher trying to teach a subject by not necessarily treating you like an idiot, but putting it into a frame of mind where you can actually understand it.
Yeah, and I like that it does that more than most time travel in media, where they just kind of assume that most audiences
Quantum physics.
won't know or give a shit about, the science behind their time travel, and
The
so they just kind
thingamabob
of
goes in the
make it
thingamajig.
make it up and bullshit their way through the story, and it really takes me out of the experience, and that's why I don't like time travel.
That's completely fair.
Because like
This,
they treat the audience like they're not smart enough to understand the science behind it, and
mm-hmm.
also they don't treat time travel like it's something, like they
They don't treat it like it's a be all fix all.
it's more like they change something and then it doesn't change anything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're changing something in the past, it's supposed to like create that ripple effect that changes the present immediately.
Yes.
And I have this problem with Back to the Future when the fucking main character stops his parents from meeting. He should be gone immediately.
Yep.
Like, there's no way he has any time to get them back together. He literally fucked up and he should be gone now.
Yep.
Erased from existence. Gone.
Some people would say that's a paradox because
Mhm.
then how on earth would he have been there to stop his parents from meeting in the first
Yeah.
place? But then
Yeah,
it's like I
exactly.
kind of also feel like it's like so the influence is you have that moment of influence where he stopped them from meeting, and that creates the ripple of effect of boom, he's now gone. So that should
Mhm.
technically destroy his influence. But the way I look at it is like it what it does is it creates the branch in the timeline.
Yeah.
His future is now gone, but he still had the influence and effect of in a previous timeline he time traveled.
Mhm. And that's where the world line thing comes in from, again, Steins Gate, because Steins Gate was really fucking good when it comes to time travel.
It sounds like it. I really need to give that show
You
like
should. It's
like a watch.
it's so good. Oh my goodness. I know you saw like some really interesting parts from the VN, but like
Uh
it's
Uncomfortable talks.
the show is super good.
It seems like it. I
It's
especially love shows that like calling it a magic
yeah.
system seems like false advertisement, but it's like when we're talking about anything, it's basically writing wise, it's considered a magic system.
Mhm.
And the fact that it's willing to actually go into detail about all of this and that it's completely viable is amazing.
Mhm.
And now I'm
And they
remember
they don't just like bullshit their way through it, and they don't just be like, yeah, just wibbly wobbly timey wimey bullshit,
we
you
created
know?
a time turner that somehow sent you to the past.
Like the choices that the characters make actually have consequences. And it hurts when they have
My head
consequences.
hurts now because I started remembering how Harry Potter time travel works and it gets very confusing because it's like technically it's a closed loop where everything that happens is just a loop of what exactly happened, but then you realize if Harry and Hermione never time traveled in the first place, they wouldn't have been able to save themselves from the Dementors. But there was no way for them to time travel to save themselves from the Dementors because if that didn't happen in the first place, they'd be
Yeah,
dead.
how do closed loops start is the question.
So, with the Harry Potter, like, I don't like the idea of closed loops is that every event basically repeats. It's the exact same thing. So, it's like if someone time traveled to the past, then everything that happened, like, no matter like their attempts to say change the past actually created the very past that they were familiar with.
Mhm.
So let's say I went to the past to try and kill Hitler. But in the end, in all of my attempts to do so, I somehow end up being the instigator of all of Hitler's actions. That would be a
Yeah,
closed loop. And
okay.
therefore, my mission technically failed, but now another version of me is going to continue to do the same. That's the closed loop, and it's just an endless cycle.
Mhm.
This is the most dumbed down way I can do it because closed loops are weird. And it's like it's why it doesn't make sense for the time turners in a way, but it's like I've always been under the assumption that there's a timeline where Harry, Hermione, and Sirius all died, and Dumbledore went back in time and saved them the first time, and then that led to the current loop, which we're currently always reading about.
Mm-hmm.
Which, oh my god, I have a fucking headache about this now. Time
I
travel is so
I
nuts.
Yeah, I think if you don't have a good grasp on the concept of time travel, how going back to the past affects the future, then you shouldn't be writing about
This is a
time
whole
travel.
other episode of the podcast. I just want you to know that. It's like
Yeah, we're
Star
not
Fox
talking about time
podcast,
travel.
time travel. Like, holy shit.
We were supposed to be watching anime and now we're talking about time travel.
Time travel is interesting. It's just writers don't use it correctly.
And it all started because we started talking about our characters on screen.
Yeah. We are chaotic as
Because
fuck. Like, we
yeah,
have one
well,
conversation and it'll go to 5 others.
yeah. Well, it only started because she comes from a time travel story, and I
Yeah.
felt like I needed to say like because I'm always going off like, oh, I hate time travel. Time travel's dumb concept. Everyone does
Hmm.
time travel bad except for Steins Gate
Yeah.
because it's true.
I definitely think it was interesting because every time I've asked about it, you've never really sat down and explained what it is about time travel that you actually dislike.
It's just they.
Usually, you just kind of go with, oh well, it's just because Steins Gate does it better. So
Like
this was
it's definitely
fascinating,
harder for me to get my thoughts concise, you know? Like
especially when you're the one streaming,
exactly.
because it's like you feel like you have to make progress on like the game and something, and
Yeah,
it might be
yeah.
that you feel like nobody would be interested in it.
Yeah, and especially if I have to like stop and read dialogue and then I'm like, where was I? What was I
Yep.
saying? I lost it. It's gone now. Um but like I have a hard time with it because like I always just drag it right back to Steins Gate and I feel like people get annoyed with that.
Well, if
Like,
Steins Gate
well,
is like the big influence of an enjoyment of a category that you normally would say that you dislike, then it's no surprise that it's your prime example of what you would use to prove your opinions.
yeah. It's just that like whenever like there's no consequences in most time travel stories and that's what I
There
don't like about it.
there really isn't. It's like I think one of my problems with time travel stories is either people overestimate or completely underestimate the butterfly effect.
Mhm.
Like
Oh, definitely.
a very
People don't
good
use the butterfly effect enough in time travel stories.
like the first thing that I would say is that people misunderstand that the butterfly effect is something that takes a long time to really start triggering.
Mhm.
I think it's because like if we say okay, a butterfly flaps its wings in Toronto, and then there's now a monsoon on the coast of Japan or something. They're like, oh
Mhm.
well, that's a huge distance, so obviously it's the same thing. It's like no, what we're actually saying is that as time passes, bigger and bigger events happen with time travel.
Mhm.
It's like those effects are still pretty much immediate, but you need to understand how those effects actually work in the context of your story and see like how much your character is actually influencing the greater events. Like,
Yeah. Like how is Estelle going back to save her wife going to affect the outcome of a war, right?
yeah,
How is that going to happen?
yeah.
What like
I
who
think
gets saved, who doesn't get saved?
yeah, I think an example a lot of people might recognize, like maybe not you. This is for the Dragon Ball nerds.
Ugh.
So in Dragon Ball Z, there is a time travel arc. That's the Android and Cell saga. So Trunks, who is the son of Vegeta, goes back in time to save everyone because his future has been destroyed by two androids. He goes back in time, and well, after returning to his future, obviously they're operating by multiverse theory, so it's like two different timelines basically. Though it does beg the question how he gets back to that timeline through a time machine, but okay. Uh, But the thing
Yeah.
is that when he goes back in time to help them with the androids, because first he goes back in time by 3 years prior to the androids showing up to warn them. Then he goes back to the time right before the androids actually appear. But the androids that appeared are not the ones he warned them about. And it's like, why though?
Hmm.
This doesn't make any sense for this to be a thing. Now, writing wise, because you understand how manga work, what it actually was that an editor said, I don't like the design of these androids. Can we change them up?
Oh my goodness. Editors.
But here's the thing, Akai Paper Moon. We understand that the butterfly effect exists, but why does Trunks appearing in the past completely change who the androids that they first encounter changes at all? Because as far as we can tell, Dr. Gero himself had no knowledge of the Super Saiyan transformation or Trunks or any of the Frieza stuff that happened when Goku returned to Earth. In fact, Dr. Gero even mentions, beyond the Sand Saga, he's completely baffled. So, what created the change? And even if we mention Cell time traveling, Cell didn't interact with anything. He burrowed deep in the ground and just hibernated.
That's what I would do if I time traveled.
So, in the end, there was no real effective entity for them to influence those events. It's weird.
I remember I think it was an English class, we had an assignment where it was like, if you went back into the past, like, I don't know, 100 years, what would you do? And I said I would climb the nearest tree and not touch anything.
But you touched the tree.
I would climb the nearest tree and not fuck anything up.
But you touched the tree. And now that tree's future is changed.
Oh man. I would just sit on the pavement, not touch anything.
Like in the end, you wouldn't be able to influence every future. At least there would be no like immediate showcase of it, but you
Mhm.
would influence the future of that tree.
Yeah.
Technically, you might also influence the future of the police because they'd probably come and drag you down from the tree.
But no, I don't want to mess up the future.
But in the long run, that causes you to then mess up the future because now there's an arrest record for you that didn't
Mm,
exist prior.
yeah, 100 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I'm just saying. I'm just giving an example
Time
here.
time is stupid, man.
So it just interests me. It's like we always think of like, okay, every little thing is obviously going to cause some kind of big influence further and further down the line.
Mhm.
But we also need to understand what, like in writing, we need to understand what influence do our characters actually have. Again,
Yeah.
I give Toriyama like a lot of credit because like in the end, it's like you're always having to fight editors, so it's like he was leaving things exactly as they should have been, but in reality, it was like the editor just kind of made him change it all.
Gotta love editors, man.
Yeah, I mean they're important. Like if it weren't for editors, I doubt any of these manga would last as long as they have been if people were just writing it however way they wanted.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, that means if there hadn't been a good editor, Fairy Tail wouldn't have lasted as long as it did.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna go back in time and stop Hiro Mashima from writing it.
Why not just stop his editor?
Uh, that's true. I could just stop his
Although if you
editor.
think about it, if you stop him from writing it, you've created a timeline where you never write A Tale of One Shadow.
Fuck. Oh,
Oh man. You gotta love it. It's a
fucking
like
hell.
it's really fun to think about like the stuff where it's like if someone went back in time to stop this, how would that influence your life?
Well, I wouldn't be a writer, probably. I
I
mean, I've
mean, you
written.
probably still would have or
Yeah,
still
I
could
guess.
have, but
I
it's
mean,
likely you would
I
have picked another story to base everything off of
or I don't know, like,
or just wrote My Little Pony fan fiction.
fuck, how did you know, man?
Well, it might be due to the DeviantArt page that I have pulled up.
No.
Should I show chat?
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't have it pulled up.
I went and hovered over Discord just to be sure.
You actually thought I had it pulled up?
Oh, man. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know how my life would have gone if I didn't have FT, you know?
I
Like, it
think
I think
my
it
life would be
definitely.
fairly much the same.
Yeah, I
Because,
think it definitely did help me out of a dark place when I was
hmm
younger, along with My Little Pony. Um, and then I think that realizing that Hiro Mashima is one of the worst authors I have ever seen. Really, like, it's pushing me to be better in my writing.
Yep. So it's like Fairy
So
Tail has a lot of influence. So if you stopped him from writing it,
then all of that would be gone, and hell, I
yeah,
probably wouldn't even be here.
I would like to believe that maybe you would have just found something different.
Who knows what that
Yeah,
would be?
could have
Maybe
been
I would have been
Sao.
a One Piece gal. No, I still watched SAO when I was younger, don't get me wrong. I've seen it,
Then I
but,
have.
like,
I was just throwing a random anime out, but it's like it is interesting to
maybe
think.
maybe I would have been a One Piece gal, you know?
That would be. That is an interesting idea. I'm just imagining you being
Then
influenced by.
and then we get a Tale of One Shadow, but Kage is a pirate.
Oh God, she's a dragon pirate.
She's a dragon pirate.
Either that or no, she's a pirate. Her ship is styled like a dragon,
Oh, yeah.
and most of her cannons, instead of shooting cannonballs, shoot fireballs.
Yeah.
Or a My Hero Academia fan.
See, the problem with that is I'm thinking of things that were out around the same time that I watched FT, right? Which was
Yeah.
around 2013, 2014.
Oh my God, what anime were even out during that time?
Oh, SAO. I know I watched Attack on Titan.
Oh God, imagine if you had been influenced by AOT. Holy shit. That is a scary universe.
It's a scary universe indeed.
Like, I'm just, oh my God. A Tale of One Shadow, the way it is already, but then add in the AOT elements. My God.
Well, this is a Tale of One Shadow after it broke off from its roots, right?
Yeah.
A Tale of One Shadow, like what the first couple of drafts were very
I think, honestly,
bleh.
very interesting idea is that if you start doing promotional art, you should have Kage drawn with the Natsu scarf to
Oh,
just to
she already has art like that.
no, I mean like commissioning professional art. Like when you finally start
Um,
getting into like full publication.
I mean, I guess I could.
It's just an idea.
I mean,
I'm not saying you have to do it
she
or anything. I'm just
originally was supposed to have that scarf, so
I'm just saying it's like doing it as like a promotional art type thing.
yeah, I guess.
Again, don't have to do it.
I would like to commission art of Kage because she's my baby.
Star just commissions a VTuber avatar.
I mean, I had one.
No, I meant like full on 3D model.
Yeah, I would like a 3D model though.
Like I would not lie. That would be so interesting. And I could
It's
imagine
it's
you.
because it's because I wanted one for like doing Kage streams, you know?
Yeah, I could imagine you just spending the whole stream trying to act like Kage.
Yeah, the problem is that she is like very brash and don't give a fuck and
Oh,
also
you
can't
wouldn't.
read.
No offense. You would. Yeah, no offense. You wouldn't be able to do it.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
I would say like making her like making the VTuber form being like a mix between yourself and her. Like,
Mhm.
hey, the mix can read.
Yeah, like the only thing she gets from me is that she can read.
Yep. Oh my God. I just imagined a redemption, the squirrel redemption.
The squirrel redemption.
You basically just like have the V2 like you either have a squirrel rushing across the screen or you just like spawn a squirrel in the VTuber.
Oh
Like in the
yeah,
VTuber's mouth.
and then her eyes go really wide and she goes, "Ha!"
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. I find this hilarious that we're over here like just planning your VTuber your
Oh
VTuber
man,
debut.
my fucking VTuber debut with Kage.
My question would be is like would you start a whole new channel to do it or would you just still be Starly 120?
Nah, she'd probably just appear on Starly 120.
That's fair. I always think it's weird when people are like they abandon their whole channels to when they start going into like VTubing.
Yeah, I just, she's a character of mine. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm gonna like ditch my entire identity just to become her. Like that's not me, you
Can I
know?
ditch my identity to become Elias?
If you want to.
Why? He's cool. technically, I don't even act like I imagine Elias would.
Hi, BB.
Hey, what's up, BB?
You probably got here from my raid, assuming
Probably.
you didn't leave my stream.
You have joined Fox and Star's first PNG tubing session, where we're supposed to be watching Fairy Tale. We haven't done that
And
in like an hour.
and now we're just podcasting away.
It's fun. Okay.
It's Weebs and what writing and what was it again?
I think it was Writers and Weebs, or we were just gonna call it the
Writers
Star
and
Fox
Weebs.
podcast.
Star Fox podcast.
Star
Writers
Fox,
and Weebs.
Writers and Weebs. Oh, that actually sounds good.
It sounds so good.
But then it's like it's like practically 3-part title, because you would have Star Fox podcast, Writers and Weebs. It would be Star Fox, Writers and Weebs, and then it would have like a title for the specific episode.
Yeah.
Did I at least?
Well,
we didn't even start the 3rd episode. We got so fucking distracted.
I mean, we are both writers and weebs, so I think it's a fairly accurate podcast title.
I also find it hilarious. We've been at this for like 5 hours now.
Hey, I'm having fun, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how normally I would be exhausted from playing a video game or something.
But now we're just chatting. We're just chatting away. It's a lot of fun.
Help. I woke up with Fox being a ripped D&D I am not a D&D character. I am a Pathfinder character.
I'm just a girl.
Technically, I'm not even that. Bostar and I just took characters from our books that we have not written yet.
I mean, Estelle is my self-insert, so it's fine.
I've actually been curious about this. Okay, so the name Estelle, every time I hear it, I'm like, it makes me think of the word stellar, as in star.
Yes.
So that was the premise for the name?
Yes, I just looked up names that mean star, and I really liked Estelle.
That is fair. I think
her
like
name,
the other variation is Stella or something.
Yes, Stella.
Stella.
I was thinking of Estella, but then I would only think of Arash anytime I said her name. So I had to just go with Estelle.
Oh boy.
But yeah, her name is Estelle Faye. Faye.
Yep. I knew that.
Okay.
I love the fact that you felt the need to clarify.
Yeah, just making sure,
Clarifying it for chat, not for Fox.
Oh yeah.
I can hear the sarcasm.
And yeah, and she's from the time travel story. So that I don't know, woke up with one day and I was like,
want to make
let's
a time
write
travel
this down.
character.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll have dreams and I'll be like, that's a really cool story concept, and so I write it down.
Me realizing it's like we should really start the anime. It's like, this has been a fun conversation. I'm so afraid to move on.
All right, we can start it if you want. All right.
I mean, I'm okay with talking.
Okay, I was gonna say we can wrap up the time travel talk.
But it's like, I'm pretty sure chat wants us to watch episodes 3 and 4. So
they do. They're getting so
good
annoyed.
Good thing for YouTube. They get to miss all of this. YouTube, the Twitch chat is jealous of you guys on YouTube. I swear.
Yeah, the Twitch
they
chat
had to
are
sit
like,
through all of this.
The Twitch chat are like, please, they're talking about random garbage I don't want to hear about.
Yeah, it's like, if I really feel like we should wait until we actually get to their character arcs to really start dissecting the characters.
Oh, they had arcs?
Well, I mean, Urza and Gray got arcs.
Yeah, they did waste a lot.
Technically, Phantom Lord is supposed to be Lucy's arc.
Not normally, no. We're not normally VTubers.
Yeah, we're not normally VTubers, but who knows? If people like this might be a regular thing for me. I've actually enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's cute. I've always wanted to use Estelle as a Pinge tuber avatar. So.
But yeah, it's like Phantom Lord was supposed to be Lucy's arc because it all ends with her confrontation with her dad, with her finally being able to, I guess, step out of the shadow of whatever was bothering her. Not that we knew.
Another man who tries to take advantage of her.
Gray's whole thing was Galuna Island thing with Leon and him getting over the grief of his master.
And then
Urza was
Erza was
the
the
Tower
Tower
of
of Heaven.
Heaven and getting over the trauma of all the shit that happened there.
And the living in a world with 3 Jalals.
What about Fourth Jalal? You forget about him?
Is there a 4th one?
Actually, the thing you're gonna hate me for is that I think there
It's
is.
is it the guy? No, is it the guy from Rave Master?
No.
Oh no, is there a 4th one?
Um.
There's the
So
copy, the stunt
there's
double on the Magic Council,
in
and then there's the Mystigan.
real quick spoilers for everybody, but in the 100-year quest,
No.
um,
No,
they
I live in a
reveal
world with
that
4
there is
Jalals.
that in one of the towns there is an entire copy of the Fairy Tale Guild where they're
Why
all like
though?
they're an entertainment guild. Like we
But
even one of the first people we meet is Urza's double, and she's apparently a writer, by the way.
but
So I'm like, there's
Mashima,
likely
didn't
to
we
be
do
another
that
Jalal
already?
there. There is likely to be another Jalal.
But Mashima, didn't we do that already?
No, because we had the Edalus doubles, but these are still on Earthland.
But why
It's like
though?
that phrase, you know how it's like if you go somewhere else in the world, you're likely to meet someone who looks just like you.
Okay, but
It's just a common anime trope, basically.
but why? Didn't we do that already?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
And
the
then it's
fucking
like it all. I think I think what's really weird is that is Jalal's story arc. Because we get to learn a bit more about Jalal's backstory before he was taken to the Tower of Heaven. I'm not going to go all the way into it. But his name is actually just Seagrain.
I thought his name was Jalal and the stunt double is Seagrain.
No, so his name was Seagrain, but when he was enslaved, he became Jalal, and then he created the double that he named Seagrain.
Okay, but why?
Because reasons that I forget. It was a super
Then where did
not
fucking
memorable
Mystigan
chapter.
come from?
Mystigan is the Jalal from Edalus.
Yeah, but why did he choose the name? Okay, but his
Because
name
he
is Jalal
vanishes
in
like the
Edalus.
mist. His most famed spell is the mist spell, which is how he becomes invisible.
But
So
his
you
name
missed
was
him again.
but his but his but his name was Jalal in Edalus. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but we're also pretty sure that Makarov is Jalal's dad in the other world as well. That whole
Uh,
shit doesn't make sense. Do I also want to tell you that the Jalal of Edalus and the Urza of Edalus have a kid? That
wow, so they get together too. How nice.
Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done. You want to know what they name her?
Oh no.
Irene. I
No.
just know Star is not gonna watch this at all, so I have no problem spoiling the shit out of this.
They named it after her shit, Mom. Oh.
Oh man, I'm not even lying. I'm not even lying. They're like,
Okay, hold on a second.
oh, by the way,
How is there a double of Urza and Edelus if she was conceived 800 years ago and stuck in her dragon mommy's tummy?
well, you can ask the same question about Natsu and Wendy
That is also true.
and
How are
Gajio.
there doubles in
Well, because the
Edelus
flow
if
of time, I believe, between the various worlds don't actually flow together. So it's like basically it's like the events aren't necessarily parallel. They have their own passage of time. And the even weirder conversation we could technically have is that the characters we see now are not actually the doubles of the ones that we know, but are in fact their doubles were all born 400 years ago, and the ones we meet during the Edalus arc might just be their descendants and they share the same name.
That's dumb.
It is, but it was the closest explanation I
Mashima,
could pull up out of my ass in like 5 seconds.
Mashima, you suck, my guy.
Like
Holy shit, you are literally the
the
worst.
second Mashima introduced time travel to the story, everything got fucked up.
He literally fucked up everything by introducing time travel.
Oh man. I swear there's
He
gonna be some major fairy tale fanboy that's gonna be like, he planned it from the beginning. It's like maybe he
no,
did.
no, he
Maybe,
fucking didn't.
but it's so
There's
fucking bad.
there's no way he planned this shit from the beginning. I refuse to believe.
Oh
I
man.
refuse to believe.
You refuse to believe. I do too, because it's like this is
'Cause
just 100% insane.
there's no way you can plan all this out from the beginning and still have it end up this fucking shit.
Oh my
There is no fucking way you can do that. I'm convinced he was winging it the whole time, and then he got up to, like, Tartarus, and he was like, "Oh, shit, man, like, I need a plot."
god. Like
Like,
I just gotta say it's like I am probably like I'm a big fan of the show obviously, but I'm not as big of a
ugh,
critic as you, but I like to think I'm a pretty big critic of all of it. Because genuinely I would say Fairy Tale is so much wasted potential
I
because
agree.
because
I
in the
think it is
end
a lot of wasted potential.
because in the end this is a manga. And the big problem and the big weakness of a manga is that you are at the behest of your readers and your editors. And so
Mhm.
if you create a story point that seems fascinating but the editor says no, they won't take it to publication.
I
So it
will shove my foot up the editor's
cuz
ass.
I'm real. Like I as much as I want to save this conversation, I still think the E&D storyline had so much potential to go for it and then they wasted it. Like the idea of I was always under the impression before confirmation actually existed is that Natsu basically lived two different lives. One is E&D and one is Natsu. And so it's like when E&D was defeated, he reverted to a child form of Natsu, and that was the Natsu that got raised by Igneo.
Mhm.
And I was like, that would have been an interesting idea, because then Natsu would have to wonder, like, how does he atone for the sins of a life he doesn't remember?
Yeah, like, there
Or
was a
maybe I'm
lot of
just too into
potential.
angst.
No, there's a lot of potential that Hiro Mashima just fucking missed out on,
Yep.
cause he doesn't know how to write a cohesive story.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
Like,
the sheer disappointment of it all was just like that. Like the I think the other thing I hated was what was the Alvarez arc as a whole, because at the time it felt like we were just getting war arcs from every major manga.
yeah, like, hey, it's a war, yeah, it's interesting, it's a plot. Yeah, look, I know how to write a story. I put a
Yeah,
war in here.
let's take a
Yeah,
look at the
like,
war of Naruto where it just became giant kaiju battles.
let's
At
let's
least
let's put a war in where nobody dies.
at least in Naruto they died. Like
Oh yeah, good
three or
job.
four characters. That's still more than Fairy Tail.
Yeah, remember when
Technically, I guess
fucking
technically more than that died in Fairy Tail because Natsu did slaughter like almost 1,000 people.
wow, a bunch of nameless nobodies on the enemy side.
But that's still people dying.
Okay.
But no,
What
straight
about
up,
named characters that were supposed to die but didn't?
yo, straight up, the fact that Makarov didn't bite the dust is so disappointing.
The fact that Gajeel didn't die.
We don't count non-friendly cats.
Gajeel was almost like was
Ah,
supposed to
man.
die.
Yeah,
Makarov was supposed to
Gajeel.
die.
Gajeel, Makarov, technically Loxus.
Yeah.
I can
Like
for
remember when he inhaled a bunch of ether nano and didn't die?
yeah. I can somewhat forgive Loxus because he apparently had a strategy for surviving.
What?
Well,
No.
there was a character that had the ability to cancel out Ether Nano, and so he
So
fought that
dumb.
one. So the
It's
Ether Nano
so
got destroyed, but that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in my opinion. But it
yeah,
was
and it
stupid.
doesn't make it any better.
No, it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't.
What's the point of a war arc if you're not gonna have any
There's so
consequences?
many things that I could say in this conversation that it's like I have so many problems with this anime as a whole, this manga, and I'm like, I can't. I don't want to talk about it now because it feels like I should wait till it's relevant. Like I want to talk about Natsu eating lightning so badly. That was I know some people like it, some people hate it. I think you're on the hate spectrum. I think that it works. I just think its timing was bad.
Mhm.
And I want to wait until I think the best timing for that to have happened would have been.
They needed Loxus on the island so he
No, we
could
didn't. We did not need Loxus.
fucking be
No,
stuck in
no,
the
we did.
time capsule with
You want to
them.
know what Loxus could have done? You want to know what
Like,
Loxus could have done, in my opinion?
taken over the guild?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, he
He
could
could
have.
have. He could have been like, found out his grandfather died, returned to the guild to further his redemption, becoming the new guildmaster and keeping the guild running.
What part was epic AF, Emperor Nero's sword? I'm gonna make fun of you,
Like,
just so you
that would have
know.
been the most epic thing. Like, the guild still could have been in disarray because, as strong as Loxus is, if he was the guildmaster, he couldn't compete at in
Yeah,
any of the
not
stuff.
only his grandfather, but wasn't his two best friends or three best friends, all of them were on
Yeah,
the island too.
yeah,
So yeah, he would have been distraught.
yeah. I would have
No,
loved to
like
have seen him like be the
yeah,
guildmaster.
we could have seen Loxus go through an actual character arc.
Yeah, and even if it was all filler, I would have still loved it.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Like the best, like, and people are gonna say it's like, well, then we wouldn't have like Fairy Tail being the worst guild. It's like the thing is that Fairy Tail lost so many active, strong members, which actually really confuses the hell out of me. Is that they only lost like, yeah, they lost the strongest members, but the guild had so many other members that could have kept the weight going, but they just like all quit apparently. So much for
Yeah.
Fairy Tail being a family.
Yeah, like
Like,
they're just taking after Makarov's example.
I just like I imagine that if Loxus took over the guild, like sure, I don't think Fairy Tail would have been considered the top guild because as strong as Loxus is, it seems like the master can't really go out on jobs, so he wouldn't be able to do anything because
Mhm.
he has to watch the guild. Then it's like he can't compete in the Grand Magic games, so only the other members could do it. And no offense
Mhm.
to any of them. And this is the crazy thing is that when you realize Sting and Rogue have been a part of their guild for 7 years, and they've apparently competed in the games uh, since maybe a year or two after. So even as kids, they trumped like all of the Fairy Tale wizards.
Mhm.
That's insane.
Dragons. Woo.
Like to be fair, I guess they did have access to Dragon Force, but I'm just like, this is bullshit.
Dragon Force that they could fully control.
Well, that is because that they are a third generation.
Yeah.
Like that one actually makes sense to me if we take a look at how Loxus and Cobra seem to react to their Dragon Slayer powers, where it seems like they're able to use them much easier than Natsu and Gajeel. Like they can't quite enter dragon form, and I don't know if this was anime only for Loxus, but it seemed like Loxus just when he goes full power, he seems to develop like some level of dragon scales. It's not true dragon force,
Yeah.
but it looks like it's kind of like when Natsu ate the Ethereon.
Mhm.
Which I'm gonna say I don't think that was true Dragon Force because Natsu when he goes Dragon Force looks totally different. But I don't know if that was just because the anime stuck with like skin colored scales and that the manga did something different.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a long ass time, and I
Oh,
got really involved in the manga,
I
so
absolutely agree, Akai Paper Moon. I think that's because with first generation they have to work so much harder to get it, so their Dragon Force is uh really bolsters their power. Whereas third generation they get the ease of using it, but their Dragon Force feels much weaker. Because Natsu kicked their asses while they were Dragon Force.
yeah, that was kind of weird.
Like that like honestly I think that was kind of just like that made sense. Natsu who has been in Dragon Force more than any other Dragon Slayer. Genuinely speaking, I'll say this now. I like it feels weird to me that we still try to figure out how strong Natsu is compared to the other Dragon Slayers. It's like, look, I'm sorry, just hands down tell me Natsu is the strongest Dragon Slayer. Just do it. Stop being a
Well,
fucking coward, Mashima.
he
He,
is, but
he
Mashima won't tell you that.
like he flat out is. He's the strongest Dragon Slayer. He's just not the strongest wizard, apparently. It's so
No,
fucking
because it's the rule of shonen that once you have the strongest character, then you have to find someone who's even stronger than said character.
like I'm okay with that as long as it's like we're not comparing him directly to the Dragon Slayers around him. Like if we meet another Dragon Slayer from somewhere else, I'd be okay with
Whoa.
that Dragon Slayer being stronger. But it's like in Fairy Tail, and especially like using the Dragon Slayer children, Natsu is obviously the most progressed Dragon Slayer.
Do you think Kage could kick his ass?
Well, I mean, maybe. It's hard to say
Mayhap.
because like she would probably just breathe fire and then Natsu would just eat it.
That's true, but she also has the ability to like, coat her like entire body in scales so she can just tank hits
And
until
this
he
is the
runs out of
part where I
magic.
get to this is the part where I get to mention Natsu can do that too.
Hmm. Well,
Like
Hiro Mashima
specifically,
copied my idea, so
technically this was an idea that came up very early in the series and appeared twice. Gajil's, you know how Gajil has the metal armor thing?
yeah.
Natsu basically copied that, but now it's fire dragon scales.
Is this 100-year quest?
Yes.
Mashima's copying me, that bitch head. That bitch head.
Not only that, but the scales have the ability to not only do they increase defense and offense, but Natsu can literally burn away magic with his body temperature. Don't ask me how that works.
Huh.
I do like to talk about this one where it's like people have like I've been in some online forums for Fairy Tail recently because I was getting prepared for this. And
Mm-hmm.
people keep like saying it's like there's no way Natsu should like any of the Dragon Slayers should be able to survive what they have been. And I'm like, you make a fair point, but let me counter that point. These are Dragon Slayers with magic that is designed to do what? Fight
Kill
dragons.
dragons.
Not only that, but it gives them the properties of dragons. And the one thing that every story about dragons has in common is that they all have some incredible resistance to magic. So, does
Mm-hmm.
it really surprise you that these characters seem to be able to survive magic that makes no fucking sense for any normal person to survive?
uh, man.
And so it's like, yeah, it's crazy that they survive what they do, but genuinely, it's just they're all very resistant to what they're getting hit with because they are designed to fight dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, they're also designed to become dragons because of the inherent curse of Dragon Slayer magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. They're meant to be the most OP things. They still get their shit rocked though. I think it
Yeah,
just
they're OP, but they still get their shit rocked.
yep, and it just gets worse.
Yeah, and then they just keep getting stronger and then keep getting their shit rocked and then they
I'm just
keep
ready for
getting
Fairy Tale to end.
stronger. Me too. I've been
Like
ready for it to end since it did end.
like 100 year quest is not that interesting. I've been reading it because it's like I just want to see the end of Fairy Tale. I want to see them get to the end of the journey. But I'm
Like
just
my
like,
my guy, fucking he fucking rushed the ending of the original series because he was bored and wanted to be done with it. And then he just comes back and he's like, "Yep, we're gonna make a new one."
yep.
He like I thought you were done with it, my guy.
Mm-hmm. Can't forget,
Like
he's also got Eden Zero, and he's got Dead Rock.
and he's got 3 mangas going,
Yep.
and none of them are good.
Oh
I haven't
yeah,
read
Natsu
any
has a
of
pretty
them.
good track record for like winning his fights and everything.
I
But
haven't read any of them, but I can guarantee you they're all bad.
mm, I've read the first chapter of Dead Rock. It's interesting. I'm not gonna
Are
say
all of the are all of the characters just recolors of past characters?
I don't think so.
Mm,
It's mostly just Gyaru Natsu, who is technically Acnologia.
what?
I'm not even kidding with you. It,
Oh my
it
god.
like that's supposed to be a big reveal that it's like he possesses the blood of the black dragon.
Oh wow.
Apparently they're like some of the black dragons in the case of Dead Rock is like some ancient race that was wiped out among the denizens of hell.
Wow. He's so
And
cool.
now
He has
Gyaru Natsu
cool
has one
ideas.
goal: to murder God.
It's like a JRPG. What the fuck?
Yep. Oh man. Oh,
What the
and did I
fuck,
mention the
Master?
fact that he also ends up building an entire group with his class, which also happens to include a girl who the second she heard this goal, she just got down bad for him. She
Oh
was like,
yeah,
"Oh,
great.
you want to kill God? That is so hot."
Oh my god. I
Oh
love
man.
I love women characters whose only personality trait is down bad for the main male character,
Yeah, come
you
on.
know?
Let's get the men who are down bad for the badass women.
Yeah, like in my story. Like I want to write women protagonists
Someone's gonna say,
because
"Well, isn't that just Jalal with Urza?"
I think we need more women protagonists
We do.
in media. I don't know, like men seem to think that there are more than there actually are.
Like I think honestly, let's get some shonen where we have some female protagonists that are actually like
I
interesting and diverse.
I'm all for it, man.
I
I'd
think
actually be interested in shonen.
I do think like some of my favorite ones have like Magical Knights Ray Earth is actually kind of interesting until they started being like, okay, the girls are just into all these guys. I'm like, I don't really care. That like this was probably the one time where it's like I'm watching a show that I knew was romance and I'm like, I don't care about the romantic elements.
Then why did you put it on?
Because it was written by CA by Clamp. It was
Uh,
the same people who did Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles and Card Captor Sakura.
oh, neat.
I will admit that I was a bit of a fan of Card Captor Sakura. By the way, you
So
guys
is
should by the way, you guys should watch the English sub. Do not watch the dub. They change so much. They get rid of the gay undertones. There's not
Code
even
Geass.
undertone. There, there's not even
What? Code
undertones.
Geass has strong female protagonists? Like, did you watch Code Geass?
I mean, it kind of does stronger than a lot of other ones,
I I mean,
but at the same time,
season
no.
2 was just objectifying Callan the whole time. What do you mean?
Hey, Heavy Robot, what did you miss? Episodes 3 and 4 of Fairy Tale.
Like, Callan was just there for boob and booty shots the whole
Man,
time.
Callan was such a good character in first season.
Yeah, she was good in the
She was a
first season,
badass.
and then they kicked her in the nuts and threw her in a ditch in the second one.
Maybe I'm misremembering, but wasn't Callan the one who like cut a fly in half with her fingernails?
Don't recall. She's the one with the red hair.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
just
that's
remember that there was a scene where she basically like just swung her hand and killed a fly with just her fingernails.
dude, Callan didn't do anything in season 2. What the fuck do you mean?
Okay. Invernier Sword says, yeah, she did do that. That was
Okay.
epic. It's like it's such a small thing, but it's like the thing about her was just how awesome she was. I feel like technically in season 2, a lot of the characters lost their traction because it was so much more about Lelouch and Suzaku.
And what's his name?
What's his name?
Rolo.
Rolo,
Rolo?
Rolo. Oh, the guy that
The one
replaced Nunnally.
Yeah, the one who could stop time with his Gios.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I don't remember him, which is very ironic because they erased Nunnally from memory and put him in place.
Emperor Nearsword, when was the last time you watched Code Geass Season 2? Because I literally just watched it, and I don't think we watched
Was
the
busy
same
watching
thing.
Gundam Seed Freedom. Oh, nice. But yeah,
I I I don't think we watched the same thing, because Callan was busy doing dick all.
here's what needs to happen. Star, you need to write a story with a strong female protagonist and get it published.
That's what I'm working on. I'm
Well,
working on like 5 of them at the same time.
I do not see chapter 10 out yet.
I'm fucking sorry.
I still want to
Listen,
figure out
listen,
my weird obsession with chapter 10.
listen. I have like the Tale of One Shadow trilogy. I have that one spin-off I was working on. I have the aliens in space one, and then I have the time travel one.
Wait, there was an
You want
aliens
to
in
know?
space one? What?
I am working on an aliens in space one.
Oh god. Sci-fi.
You want to know how many of those has a male protagonist?
0?
One. One and a half.
Is it a tale of one shadow?
No,
I mean, technically, Damon and Dante are
yeah,
main characters, but mostly in a deuteragonist type way.
yeah,
Like,
I'd
they're
like to say that it's the sequel to A Tale of One Shadow that is the half because
ah,
both I consider both Tyler and Ashley to be the main characters in an equal sort of way.
fair enough.
And the one that has a 100% male main protagonist is the prequel, which follows Kage's father.
Me sitting here and being like, "Wait, Kage has a dad?" I just remember the
Yeah,
mom. Yeah, Ashura.
yeah, Ashura, my boy.
I was like, "Wait, it's been so long since I've read any of it." I'm like, "I'm gonna have to do another stream where I just read through the whole damn thing again."
We were watching Soul Eater and we got to the point where they revealed the Kishin and his name and Bench is like, "Is this where you fucking got Ashura's name?" And I was like, "No,
You sure?
yes."
I don't know. I don't know if I believe you, Star.
And then
Oh man. Yo, can
like
we get a
midway,
Black Clover remake?
why Black Clover? Why can't
Sorry,
we
not
get a
Black
Soul Eater
Clover. I meant
remake?
Soul Eater. Soul Eater. Sorry, I started thinking Black Star, and then I started. I don't know. I said Black, and
Yeah,
then it was Soul Eater. Soul Eater. Soul Eater
we need
remake.
a Soul Eater reboot, like for real, for real.
Like, I would like it with the proper ending because the ending of
Oh,
OG Soul
dude,
Eater is
did you
so
read the
weird.
manga? Did you read the manga?
Yes, I
Because you
did.
should. It's so fucking good.
I'm
I
not gonna I'm not gonna say the ending of the manga makes any more sense to me than
Are
the
you
one we
kidding?
got.
It was awesome.
Oh,
It was
I'm saying it's
awesome.
better. I'm just saying is like, man, it got so much more confusing. Although
Soul Eater sucked. What, the anime or the
I
manga?
find it
Because yeah, I just had to bump the anime down from a 9 to a 7. I can't fucking bring myself to bring it any lower than that. But the manga was awesome.
thing I would say about it is my favorite thing is that they ended up deciding, hey, remember how madness was a bad thing? Then it's like every main hero is like, I shall conquer my madness. That was epic.
I enjoyed.
And then, of course, my favorite chapter, just because I love the sheer comedy of it, is the gender bend chapter.
That was so good.
that was that was hilarious.
I enjoyed that so much.
Oh man, I bet so many people were disappointed. It's like, hold on, why didn't they turn into each other?
Oh my god, no, 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 I like them gender bending. It was
Yes,
so
that was
funny.
great. Like,
Holy
but
shit.
I just
Like,
mean like, because the
I
whole idea
recently
of it.
I recently read it, like, all of it, because I
Mhm.
hadn't done that before, and we were in the middle of rewatching the anime, and I was like, "You know what? I've never read the manga."
the manga's good.
So I read it, and then I was like, "Oh, shit, I don't wanna finish the anime now." So we're watching the anime, we start up the last episode, I was like, "Benj, whatever you're thinking is gonna happen in this episode, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're wrong."
yeah. Oh man, I remember when I
Oh,
first watched the last episode of Soul Eater, and I remember being so hype about the Maka getting the scythe
for
blades,
real,
and
for
then
real.
years later, I watch it again, and I'm like, I have no context for why she's able to do this. Well,
'Cause her
her dad
dad
is a
is a
scythe, and it's like,
scythe.
but she's never shown the ability to do this at all before.
Yeah, it was kinda weird and
Like, even
really
if you want to
bad.
say, well, this is caused by her black blood or that bond with she has with Soul, it's like it still doesn't make any sense
It doesn't.
because in the
It's
end,
not good.
in the end, she doesn't even get this as a result of the black blood thing. She gets a result of being knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, she's just fucking conked out, dude.
Oh yeah, holy shit! The fact that the final battle is a win because Maka gets conked out is nuts.
No, it's not even that, 'cause she ends up like he ends up, like, breaking her ribs, and she wakes back up, and then she just punches him in the face.
Yep.
It's good
Oh,
shit, man.
isn't that when they start like Soul suddenly learns Kishin Hunter?
Nah, nah,
Man, I really don't remember this episode at all.
no, no, no. So, like, they do the fight, and then Soul gets knocked out, she gets knocked out, and then she gets the soul blades and whatnot.
Yep.
And then attacks him, and then he's like, "Oh, you're not even awake," and then he fucking crashes her into the ground, crushes her ribs, and then she wakes up, and then
Ow.
he's like, "Wow, you fucking suck," and she's like,
Oh my god.
"Wow, I mean, if I suck, then that's great. That means like, I'm not alone. I have my friends with me." And they're like, "Yeah, you fucking
The
idiot.
power of Nakama.
You fucked up, man. Maka's greatest strength is the fact that she's got bravery." And then he's like, "What the fuck is bravery?"
What about the rest of you guys who just like went and helped her in this fight? Are you guys cowards then?
No, they were trying to hold him off while she went into Soul's brain to save him from the black blood.
Nah, I do remember that. I start remembering
Yeah.
all that, but I'm just saying it's like, oh, Maka's
So
got bravery. It's like, what are you guys doing then?
yeah,
If
they're
if
fucking numbnuts is what they are.
it's like if it's because Maka's got bravery, what the fuck then what the fuck are you
So
guys here for?
he starts getting like nervous and anxious, and he's like, "Ah," and then she just comes at him. She says this wonderful line, "Keishan, are you ready? I'm coming."
Oh no. Oh
She
no.
Sorry, we watched it in
uh
dub. It was so good.
I really am like sometimes I'm like I need to go back and watch this shit and then I hear about it from someone else's perspective and I'm like, can I just avoid this? And the answer is yes.
Watch it until like episode 30-ish, and then just read the manga again.
Uh, fair enough. The
And
manga
then
was
she
so
like
good.
and then she eats herself at him, and then punches him square in the face, and then he just breaks into a billion
Also, can we talk
pieces.
about how all these manga eventually have like middle schoolers and high schoolers all just surpass God?
I love it, man.
Like Black Star and Maka have power equivalent to a god of death because by the end of the story, Death the Kid is a god of death.
Yeah.
So they're equal to him.
I like the fact that they referenced Death the Kid becoming a Shinigami in the anime, like when he does that thing where he like gets impaled through the chest and then fucking gets up and his three lines connect and become one, and then he blasts the Kishin, and
I
then
don't even
Lord
think that was a
Death's
reference.
no, Lord Death's mask cracks. That was
Ooh.
the reference,
Was that part even
because
out in the manga yet?
I have no idea, but cause in the manga, every time one of his lines would connect, Lord Death's mask would get a new crack in it,
Ah, okay.
and then he just
I didn't
disintegrates once the
I
third line finally
when it
connects.
comes to the manga, I miss so much because it's like I think I didn't start until after the basically what would have been about the Kishin fight in the anime.
Yeah, like the resurrection one?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
there
the good shit.
so it was like there was probably a lot that I basically missed just and especially because like this was like in the middle of like the school year and I was always having to do something. So it's like I was always skim reading, so there was definitely details I missed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
I remembered reading Soul Eater Not.
Oh my
Um,
god.
I don't remember anything that happened in it.
I read like I think I read like a chapter of it and I was like, this doesn't feel like Soul Eater. I'm done.
Yeah, I remember watching it. Like I
Wait a minute, this
watched
shit
it.
got an anime?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Oh god,
In
why?
2014 it got an anime, and I
Oh,
remember watching
2014, that
it,
makes sense.
and I was so excited to watch it, and I wasn't ready to wait for subtitles. I remember watching some episodes raw.
Okay.
That's
Come
me.
on,
I'm a
if you
fangirl.
want your Soul Eater fix, watch Fire Force.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that, but right
I
now I'm
I have
fine
also
with
been meaning to
fan
watch it
fiction.
and it's just like I could watch this, but
Right
I
now
could also
I'm
do
getting
this.
right now I'm getting my fix through fanfic. I'm good.
Yee, fan fiction.
Yeah.
We eventually need to do like a whole podcast talking about fan fiction. That would be the most hilarious thing.
It really
That
would.
that really was just today's stream, if you want me to be real, because that was what we were doing during time travel.
Yeah, like the time travel schnuff.
Yep. To be fair, it's like I feel like most time travel fanfics, they just contain a lot of the same problems that exist in fanfics entirely.
Yeah, I mean, when I was talking or not fanfic, time travel, I was mostly
Mostly
referring,
talking about like actual legit stories.
yeah, like media in general.
Yeah.
But I assume you hadn't seen a lot of time travel in media, so you just like compared,
So
related what I
time
was
travel for
talking
me
about
is
to
like usually
fanfic.
I think of stuff like, there's Harry Potter, there's probably a lot of stuff that I don't really think off right off the top of my head. I of course have seen like uh Futurama try and do time travel sometimes.
There was a closed loop
Uh
episode of My Little Pony, and it was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
yeah. Oh, and of course, there's Miraculous Ladybug.
Ugh.
I'm gonna make you
And
watch
then
it.
there was like an actual time travel episode of My Little Pony, and that one was okay.
Hmm. One day Fox will actually watch My Little Pony.
It's good.
I like the soundtracks.
The
Like
soundtrack is baller.
like legit, I like
I'll watch
legit.
it with you.
I probably listened to the soundtrack of Equestria Girls. I am not ashamed to admit this on fucking loop. Those songs are great.
Oh
Nobody
man.
can tell me otherwise.
I watched till probably season 5, like midway through season 5.
Hmm.
And then I stopped, and that's when I fell off. But I was really big into the fandom.
Yeah, your DeviantArt tells me as such.
Shush. Shush.
I'm definitely not a fan of fan fiction. Fan fiction is not for everybody. Emperor Nero Sword.
It's definitely not for
I
everyone.
think it's mostly for like one. It's definitely more for like people who just like want to see what other people can come up with, like taking
It's
your favorite
more of
story and
like
putting it into a new phase, if you will.
it's more of like I want to read, but I don't want to go through the emotional burden of picking up a new story with new characters.
Hmm.
So like why do that when I could just go on to AO3 and find a story with all my favorite characters that I already know and love,
Valid.
and and just read them falling in love for the 50th time, you know?
I think for me, fan fiction has always been about like answering a question, where it's like I'll see something happen in the story, and I'll be like, well, what if this happened instead?
Mhm.
I always start my fanfics with first I'll create a question where it's like, okay, I'll use Ruby as an example. What if Pyrrha told Professor Goodwitch about Jean cheating to get into the academy?
Not Jean.
And I'm like, I wrote a whole story about that where basically my angsty self came out and turned Jean into an edgelord.
Oh man.
Without actually turning him into an edgelord, like I basically made him into Ichigo from Bleach. Is the best way to explain where it was, because it's like in the end, basically I gave him the powers of a Grim,
Ooh.
because I was like, okay, I just thought it was. I don't even know. Thing is I do find it funny that I found a story that a few years later, after I dropped this Ruby story, and they were using a premise that I personally had never released, and I thought it was hilarious. Like they were using the exact same idea that I had thought of, but I never put into the story.
Oh yeah?
It's just interesting to see how much of us like we think of the same damn things.
Mhm. Fandom is crazy, bruh.
Yeah. Wait, fandom the Wikia site?
Yeah.
And I remember being so damn confused when it's like I couldn't find Wikia anymore, and instead it's now fandom.
Is it really?
Yeah. You know how it's like you have Wikipedia and then there was like then you had the Wikia sites, which was like more in depth.
Yeah, like the oh my god, it is fandom.com. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it was like I was always so I
What the
remember being
hell?
baffled by that. I was like, where the hell is my Wikia page?
What the
What the
fuck?
hell is a fandom page?
What 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 in the what?
This is a change that's been a while for like this has been around for years now, Star.
Oh,
Apparently, it
time is
only just
an
reached
illusion.
Canada.
Time is an illusion.
Oh man, I don't even remember when it was. I think it was like when I was in high school, so it's been about a decade.
What?
I just
No, there's no way.
I'm pretty sure it's been about a decade since Wikia became fandom.
Ain't no way. Cause
I'm
I was using Wikia for Fate Go stuff.
okay. Let's see. When did Wikia become fandom? I think there actually are still some fandom pages.
2016?
Okay. Yeah, holy shit. It's been 8 years.
What the fuck?
Holy shit. That is amazing.
What the
I was guessing
fuck?
at 10 years, but I got pretty damn close.
Oh my god.
That is absolutely nuts.
Fandom is
I
whack,
do love the
yo.
fact that we were watching Fairy Tale and then we ended up on in all these conversations and I never once did an outro to let people who were here for the Fairy Tale stuff know that it was over. Oh man.
we're just like,
We're just having our own damn time. We're just having a time. That's it. And
yeah,
I think that's a fairly good way to like enjoy streaming.
yeah, have a good time.
Yep. So if you guys did stick around for all the Fairy Tale stuff, thank you. It seriously, we we promise we are fans of. Okay, I'm a fan of this anime. The Star is not.
You're
But
such a silly goose.
sadly, it is our job as the writers and weeps. Why did that sound like I just said weeds?
Weeds.
As the writers and weaves, we must criticize the works of Hiro Mashima. We
Because
might
he
do other
fucking
anime in the
sucks.
future as well, but it's like the Fairy Tale thing is like that's a long ass project. That's
Yes.
gonna be like at 4 episodes per week. That's about a year.
Something like that. We could always do more if we feel like it.
Considering how much time we just spent talking, if like we actually did it, we could probably like cram out like 6 or 8. Like holy shit, I have never maintained energy for a stream this long.
It's the PNG.
The PNG is powerful.
It's the pinge.
You didn't think so, but it is.
It's so powerful.
In any case, if you guys made it to the end of this portion of the stream, thank you. I do still have 2 more reactions that I got to do, but thank you, Star, for coming out here for this. We will see you again next week.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go to bed. It is 10:30.
Week. All
I'm
right, see you
I'm
around, Star.
I'm EP. Good night,
EP.
chat.
All right, have fun.
Yep, see ya.
You plan on streaming tomorrow?